Alrighty, well, welcome to this week's Talk or Ask Us Anything. As usual, it's been a pretty big news week, and the first news item we've got tonight is that Tesla has launched the Karaoke microphone, which a couple of minutes ago I could have sorely used. This is obviously only just mainly the feature in a firmware update in China, but clearly this is going to be a worldwide release eventually. So for all those karaoke fans, Joseph included, it's all good news. Our next news item is that non-Tesla Supercharger compatibility trials have spread to Norway and France. So this is a great development. I think there's it's approaching a bit over a dozen extra Supercharger locations have been added to the non-Supercharger compatibility trial. So let's hope sometime soon that same trial will come to Australia. Our next news item is that Tesla has basically won Australian sales in 2021. Effectively, they have sold nearly 3 times as many EVs as all the other brands in Australia combined. And following on from that, WA has smashed Tesla sales growth in Australia. So you can see the little graph there. This is the percent growth from last year, and WA is the single outlier with I think it was 230 odd % growth year on year. And that ends the news for a rather fraught start. And let me just reset this screen momentarily. And we'll go back to normal programming. So yeah, just to sort of analyze the sales a little bit more, we've actually got state coverage. So ACT, sorry, yeah, they're 459. You can basically see that there were roughly 12,000 sales in Australia, and WA zoomed up to 1,489. That's over 1,000 extra cars in 1 year. And I mean, we can just,
do you reckon, this is a bit on the go, but do you reckon we can do a percentage increase per capita on that if I quickly Google the population of each state? Because I reckon that's probably a better number than a straight 1,000, because...
You're actually right, Russell, because if you go percentage, well, you're right. Actually, 1,489 is a bit more than 10% of 12,000, and our population is roughly 10%. So Russell, I think what we've done is we've returned to where we used to be for many premium vehicles, which was ahead of our per capita allocation. And really Tesla last year, as you can see, sorry, in 2020 had sold 442 cars. So that was well behind the 10% of Tesla sales. But you're right, maybe we'll do that a little bit later on in the program. When
sounds good to me. I'll get the numbers ready for you.
Awesome, awesome.
Russell, if you want, Rob and I were looking at that. Rob sent me the population numbers state by state. So if you want, I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, cool. I mean, when we got a bit of a lull, later in the program, we can always do it live just for the entertainment of people that watch us on YouTube, which, by the way, our YouTube channel now has changed. So it's just youtube.com/Tokwa. So for people like Joseph, Damon, Ashley, and others, they can watch a bit of Slow TV live where we enter in stuff into Excel precisely and slowly. But yeah, just to highlight this graph, I mean, it's just not a fair comparison. Oops, I'm trying to zoom in. You know, we've just the next biggest car seller was the MG ZS, followed by the MG HS, and I mean they're like about.
You should have got News Corp to do your pie graph for you, and then the blue bit would have been smaller than the rest.
Yes, and it would have also included the Outlander, which I've notably deleted because it's just not an EV. I'm really sorry, but it's just not an EV. But there you go. Now, is there anyone, before we go on, is there anyone that's new? I see someone called Zoom user. Welcome, Mr. or Mrs. Zoom user. If you'd like to say hello, that'd be awesome. If not, feel free to lurk. It's all good. That's okay. We'll leave Zoom user to.
Is that a Freudian slip, Harold?
Probably, and I haven't even had a beer yet. Maybe that's my problem. But anyway, if there's anyone new, please say hello. Otherwise, we'll just get going. Before I forget, anyone that's watching us on YouTube, one of the first things I always like to remind everyone is do Google Synergy EV tariff. Basically, if you have an EV in your name and your Synergy account is also in your name, you can get basically a 30% discount on your power usage between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. All you need is your rego papers and your Synergy account, and you just go onto their website and apply for it. It does cost about $140 to get your meter either replaced or reprogrammed, but I think you get the vast majority of that back in, I think it's bi-monthly payments. I think there's rebates of approximately $20 a month. So anyway, I've spoken enough in a rather fraught sense before we started. So if anyone wants to jump in and say anything useful, that would be awesome.
Just on the sales figures, how much do we reckon that has to do with there actually being a delivery centre, display centre in Perth now?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. I meant to say that the obvious elephant in the room is when you build an awesome sales centre and service centre and retail outlet and have salespeople galore and actually undertake real test drives, strangely enough, people buy your cars.
Yep.
And Tesla basically informally opened it in December 2020. And surprise, surprise, the 21 figures have just smashed it.
Was there anything to do with the New South Wales not providing the rebate in time? We got extra vehicles from them?
No, all the vehicles we sold, no, there wasn't. No, there were none of those shenanigans. So yeah, there was a bit of a lull where Tesla was in a bit of a bind because New South Wales wasn't able to pass legislation that they had promised. Then they said that they promised to make it retrospective from the date they originally intended to run the legislation. But I don't think, Russell, any of those cars actually were diverted to WA. I think it's just people did what they do. If you can put your bum on a seat, you're going to buy it. And that's what they did in droves, basically.
What about the activities of the Tesla Owner Club of Western Australia? Would that have had an impact?
Since Elon's watching this, I can confidently state that we're responsible for all of those extra sales, to be perfectly honest, if we're modest.
Probably true.
So I dare say the check is in the mail. Actually, a bit later on in the program, I did come across by accident an interesting website. It was a Guardian article that extracted information from the ATO, which actually shows the profits and turnover, taxable income, tax paid for all the major companies that have basically turned over $100 million in Australia. That includes Tesla and Toyota and others, and the figures are quite interesting. But we'll get into that a bit later in the program when most other people have fallen asleep. But it is quite interesting, and I think that's something we should track, because then it's a proxy basically for Tesla's sales figures as well. Go, Pete. You're going to say something.
I was just going to pick up on Basil's point. One thing we can say fairly objectively is, as Ken has mentioned, so we now have a service and a proper store. There's obviously superchargers. So, we've had Karen up as well as,
Eaton Williams.
mental blank.
Williams.
Eaton
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah. So those two superchargers would have made a difference. Also, we are the only state that has its own official Tesla owners club. So, that's, an objective difference. So is the fact that we have the national head of the Australian Electric Vehicle Association, AEVA, who lives in Perth. And we also have Tokiva and the Green Thing and John Edwards. So, and, all the, I would argue we've probably got the most enthusiastic Tesla owners in WA, and ask us anything and all the events that, go on. So, and, some of the other groups on Facebook and, you got those as well. So.
And we started Electricana over here, and so I totally agree with that, Pete. Definitely.
It's clear the hard work of all the passionate owners too that sell Teslas every day. There's Tesla time, which used to be Elon time, because model launches were a long time coming after promises were sort of delayed. But as all of us know, you park your car at the shops and someone will come up to you and go, "Oh, is that a Tesla?" And then you suddenly know that this 5-minute shopping expedition is now going to take half an hour, because you're going to spend 25 minutes talking to the nice people that come up to your car and ask about it. I even had a gentleman this afternoon at my place on his e-bike go past and stop and say, "Oh, nice car." And I go, "Oh, thanks." And he actually was telling me about his Jaguar I-Pace that he bought, which is another EV. So that's awesome. Actually, I didn't notice if Jaguar was on that list. Perhaps they weren't.
No, they've stopped making that car, Harold.
Yeah, I don't think they've shifted.
Yeah, there aren't.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, because they promised over the updates 5 years ago and haven't got one yet. So people are going to stop buying them.
Oh, well. I don't know what to say. It's hard to be magnanimous when the car that you drive is the best in the world.
Oh, shit, yeah. It was
won't
like
take
on
long,
the...
General Motors will take over by 2025, though. I mean, they'll take over because Mary Barra said so. By 2025, they'll outstrip Tesla's sales.
Yeah, they're going to aim to sell 1 million cars in 2025.
Well, Nigel, I don't think that's
Which
even what
will-
they said. I think what they meant was by 2025 they'll have sold 1 million cars.
Yeah, well, you see, that's going to beat Tesla. Tesla only sold 940,000.
Just in 1 year. That's right.
Yeah.
I know, but
It's insane. It's good. They did 25 last quarter, so they're going fine.
Yeah, they'll be bankrupt.
26, be fair.
26.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the Hummer. That's right.
The Hummer, yeah. Well, actually, technically it's one because they're all recalled anyway.
Yeah,
So,
anyway.
all the Bolt.
Anyway.
Actually, what's been good for Tesla is that light show. Because like on the weekend, I went down to Bustleton and there were some kids that saw the car. So I put in the Imperial March and the cars doing that with the light show, and it just drew a crowd. So that was pretty cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the master of all light shows is Chris Lim, who has, at the behest of this program, has basically pulled his finger out and done an awesome light show.
Yeah, it's a brilliant job.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to find. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Harold, is Tesla going to acknowledging that WA is now lifted its sales, and is there any more support coming? I guess the service centre is the big support, but any other sort of tangible things they might do? More superchargers?
Superchargers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Superchargers, we definitely know.
There is an unconfirmed rumor on Facebook. I think someone was alleging either 20 sites or possibly 20 stalls. If it's 20 stalls, that's 7 sites. If it's,
That's not enough.
that's right, Paul. And, last December we had 461 cars land at Freo. I think this quarter is going to be less than that for complex reasons. But clearly for every several hundred cars, they've got to put a few more supercharger stalls in because people will need to use them. But I think getting to the crux of the question, they are hiring more service staff. So I think if you look at Tesla's employment site or LinkedIn, they do have service technicians that they're hiring at the moment.
Good.
I'm not sure about sales staff. Look, as soon as Model Y lands, it's just going to go ballistic and crazy.
I met a new guy called Hal today with Adam. And incidentally, Adam said there's another ship coming shortly.
I met a gentleman on the phone who's picking up his car day after tomorrow. So I don't know. To be honest, I've been lazy. I haven't gone to Fremantle. I presume that means some cars must have already arrived.
I'm not sure.
But
And apart from all that, I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Time to get the drone out, Harold, clearly.
yes, and this time the drone will make sure it doesn't encroach upon the land above Freo Port. Yes, Pete, you mentioned our casual meetup, which is near Mandurah. It's in Albury, so it's a rather a country hike. But Sunday's going to be mild. It's a nice outdoor venue, so it's going to be plenty of fresh air, and it's
The King Road Brewery is nowhere near Mandurah.
It's a lot nearer to Mandurah than it is to most of the people in Perth.
It's near Pinjarra, isn't it?
No, it's more
it's
Mundijong. It's out that way.
It's only 50
No,
minutes
no.
away.
Joe's probably
I just jumped in there.
Oh,
40 Model 3Ps being delivered from tomorrow. It's I think not part of the big shipment that's coming in, which is on its way, I think, within 6 weeks.
Just for completeness, here's the King Road Brewing Company. Apologies, it's actually level with Rockingham, but it'll be a nice venue.
Looks good.
It's only 45 k's south of Perth.
Very, very popular. So I hope you book.
Yeah, on a Sunday, and if it's good weather, once they're full, it's 1 in, 1 out, and they often get full around lunchtime. Just so you know.
Cool, thanks, Joe. No pressure. The time is slated for 11 a.m, so I hope we should be okay for there.
You haven't booked. You have booked.
No.
Look, I've turned up there at 11 o'clock on a Sunday to be turned away because they're fully booked.
Okay. Maybe I might call upon other committee members who might live closer that they might want to volunteer to book.
She'd be right.
Any bites there, Nigel?
I can give them a ring for you if you like.
That would be.
That's if they take bookings then, because I went there for my a birthday and I wasn't allowed to.
Oh, sorry, Joe. I just missed that. What, a birthday?
Which birthday?
One of the 10. Yeah, and I wasn't allowed to book, but I mean it might be different now because that was a few years ago.
Right.
The 4-colour television.
They do have a booking link on their website, so I'm assuming.
Okay, so they might do that now.
Shall I just book now?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Book for 25 people.
Good luck.
I was just about phoning them.
Oh, okay, you phoned them.
Go. Who was that who was phoning? Ken?
Ken's on the website.
Ken's a net native. Oh yeah, you go. Feel free to ring them, Nigel, if you like. we can watch the expression of your face drop as they say, no, sorry. And the EVs, no, we only have diesel burning vehicles here.
It's the Holden meetup night.
They're not open till tomorrow.
If the website's something to go by, I don't like our chances.
Oh, they're not open Wednesdays. I thought they were open every day.
All right, they are, but they close at 6.
Ah, right. Oh, is that because you got the drags at Kwinana or something, perhaps?
No idea. On the website.
It's right near Rockingham, so it's probably stolen car club night. So they get together and steal a car, and away we go.
Oh, dear.
So I'll be there in my VN Commodore.
Yeah, if you're in Commodore.
I've got a zippy i20.
I've got a recorded message, and it says if the booking is for less than 40, you can do it on their Facebook page.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So the website says I can get a booking for 12 at any time, but any more than 12, I can't.
Just
Do
do
two bookings.
Okay, 2 bookings for 12 people.
Do a booking for Te and La at the other end.
That's right.
Break it in half.
So who's ponying up the $10 booking guarantee for?
So we'll have one for TOC, and they'll have one for WA, and then they might call us WATOC.
Let's do this another time. This isn't enthralling viewing, even for going to sleep by. But
Okay. In the meantime, while that's happening in the background, has anyone got any questions or queries about their car or any quirks?
You just
Oh, the energy graph. Oh, sorry.
You just
Everyone
go
had a
up
question
again.
at the same time.
Well, sorry. Sorry, Russell. Go Russell first, and then we'll go to Paul, and then whoever was third. Sorry. Go Russell.
Sorry.
Can you just quickly throw that graph back up again, just like 1 second, so I can copy the numbers down? I'll just do a quick screenshot, and then you can go to wherever we're going to go to.
It's so 450. Yeah. So can you see those, Russell? Oh no, sorry. There.
Bar graph.
Yep. So I'm after. Cool. Thank you. Right. Done.
Cool.
Okay.
Go Paul.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, I went down to Busselton and back on Saturday last weekend, and I noticed that the energy graph has now disappeared from the main screen. You know how you used to be able to just click on that? So now it's actually in the quick controls with all the other stupid shit like your light show and all that sort of stuff as well. And you know how you used to be able to tap the dash cam to record stuff? That is no longer connected to that. You actually have to click in the controls, and then it says recording, and then you tap that. So it's like a double tap as opposed to one. So those are a couple of tips
it's
as
a
well.
lot easier. You press the right scroll wheel and then say record. And it
and the bloody thing never understands me with my Australian accent. So
well, you need to speak in a proper British accent.
Like a British accent, yes.
Use your American accent.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
mate. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the problem. Problem is something a little bit like. Sorry. Let me just change YouTube because there's nothing worse than having ads.
So I think Joe had a question or something.
Who?
Didn't Joe have something?
Oh. Joe?
No sound.
Yeah, I did, but I'm not going to speak through when Harold's showing something.
No worries.
Did you hear the sound on that?
No.
Even though there's no sound on his.
We know what it's saying.
When you did the opening as well, Harold, the acceleration sound didn't come on, so I don't know if you got the system audio turned on to play through.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
have to
cool.
start again, Harold.
No, I can't. I've got.
Okay. If we could all just jump on Harold straight away, just take turns. That'd be great.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've had a total breakdown of audio and whatever technology. So yeah, I'm not going to try. So unfortunately, none of the YouTube videos. That's good to know. There'll be no sound. I don't know why. It's just profoundly broken. And that's just feedback. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Sorry, go on. You were saying about something else, Joe. Go, Joe.
Okay, my question. We're coming up for, because our car's now 2 years old, literally almost to the day. The registration documents, obviously we renewed the registration, but with the Synergy plan, they always keep on top of it, and every year they email and say, we need you to prove that you still own this car to keep your tariff. And
Really?
last year, and last year I sent, well, you're not on that tariff though, are you, Rich? Last year I sent the it wasn't, I don't have a registration document. Does anyone else have one? No, exactly.
Yeah, you get it from the website. You log on to the
dot direct.
Direct, you download
I've
from
had
there.
the same tariff for a while. Never asked me to re-tariff it.
No, I got the Synergy EV tariff, and I had to send them the registration document.
I can understand the older people that need to.
Yeah, well, I'm an old one like Nigel. I've had it that long.
No, you're not that old. Not that old, but you know.
The car is. But yeah, last year all I did was took a picture, a screenshot of the almost the invoice, which said that I'd paid the registration, even though that was a year old, and they accepted that. But this time they didn't accept it, and they said it needs to be a registration document with a date within the last 12 months. So I'm going to have to go on and buy it. But
yeah, I think it costs $dollars.
How much?
It costs a few dollars.
A few, okay. Not like 50 or something.
No. And then you can download the PDF. I think I did that last year, and
a few dollars is like $3.
Okay, cool. Why do we have to buy our why do we not have registration with the car? I've not bought a car before. This is the first one we've bought, so I don't know. But
you would have got it on your email, Joe. It would come. You get a physical copy when you get the car to start with, but when you do your re-registration, you get a letter in the mail.
Yeah, I've got a letter saying do the re-registration, but nothing to confirm you've paid it.
Nothing comes in paper form.
Yeah, if you register online your details, then you get a receipt through email, and you can use that.
Okay.
But if you do it manually, you only go to the post office to do it. You don't get the same.
I just pay by BPay. I just do a bank transfer.
You won't
so
get
I
the
don't
same
get anything.
No, you got to register on the DOTWA website.
Okay.
Yeah, I am, and I paid it through BPay, and then I had to go and pay to get it was only $4 or $9 or something pathetic to get an actual copy.
Okay, that's what we need to do. It's just annoying. It's in Seb's name, so it's like he's got to log in, and so that takes ages.
Right, they don't even send you the tax disc anymore because it saved them $100,000 a year.
Oh, tax disc.
There you go.
Well, that's silly. Yeah, it was a good coaster though. After you'd run out, your beer.
Hey, Richard, is your mine site locked down?
Not yet, but it won't
He's
be
working
long.
on it.
It will be. Don't worry.
It's just a matter of time.
It's not far away.
Just one swing off. No worries.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I have a question.
Yes, Willem.
Can I use extension cable on the car's granny charger?
Yes. The short answer is yes. It's obviously, depending on the length, it's better to get a higher duty one so you have less loss. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with using an extension cord.
Yeah, I got myself a cable with the core of each lead is 2.5 millimeters. I think that should be sufficient.
It's standard. 10
Yeah,
amp.
yeah. Any cable that's a 10 amp cable is designed to carry 10 amps. So you can get slightly higher duty ones, which are thicker. But yeah, it'll be fine. How long is the cable, just incidentally?
I got myself a 50-meter cable.
Whoa.
15 or
50
15?
meters.
50.
15?
50.
Whoa.
Wow.
50.
That's a long cable.
Plug it into his neighbour.
Wow.
I think Wilhelm basically has range anxiety, and he likes to have a long cord so that he's not far away from home at all times.
You're going to have some voltage drop at 50 meters, definitely.
Yeah.
My suggestion would be buy a 5 or 10 amp, a 10 meter lead. Cut it down a bit. Yeah, definitely.
You also want to have it uncoiled.
Yeah, of course.
50
Yeah.
meters. Do you live in Mandurah and park the car in Rockingham or something? Is that what you need to do? Or? It's a long way away.
I mean, if it's in my garage, I have a Tesla wall charger, so that should be fine. It's just when I'm going away.
Oh.
I live in the country or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, even 50
thing
meters,
is, though,
you're going
like-
to get voltage drop on 50 meters. So you won't put much charge in your car.
I can think of use cases though, because I've been, particularly when we've set up like the tent in road houses, but there might be a power point like some distance away. That it might be 50 meters.
Yeah, but you'll need to leave
from
it
where's
plugged
ideal
in
for
for
parcel
about a
setup.
week to get a charge because you'll just lose so much power.
If you're staying at
Yeah,
a campsite something for a couple of days, then
some of these caravan points, they need an extension cord even when you park close to them because of the angle of the plug. But you want to be using a 5 meter extension cord. 50 meters is too much voltage drop.
Correct.
Yeah, perhaps I'll get myself a 5 meter one as well. So if I only need the 5 meters, I use that. If I need longer, I'll just fall back on the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know why Harold drove all the way out. Yeah, why did Harold drive all the way out to the Nulla board to put a thing in when you could just use your extension cord there?
I was hoping they might just get a couple of railway tracks really close together, one with active, one neutral, and just have a little pickup like a slot cars. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. No.
There is a railway track out there, washed away.
That's right. It's very much been washed away.
Just as well the cars aren't coming via train anymore.
Yeah. Like mine did and yours can.
Yeah.
And in fact, our cars were delayed nearly 5 years ago, almost to the date, not quite, because of flooding.
Harold, I've got a question.
Yes.
So if I was to borrow the spare, I was just wondering, where would you store it if you were taking it on the trip?
In the Model 3, you just put it in the boot, just in the back part, laying flat, I guess. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it.
Harold?
Yes.
I found it best to actually set it into the lower ring so it sits upright. You get more room front and back.
Good point, Steve. I actually do that with my Model X and sit it upright and just sort of strap it in.
And does the Model 3 come with a jack, or do you have to get a jack separately?
No, there's no jack, but if you borrow our modern spare tyre kit, that comes with a jack and wheel brace and a skinny spare in a bag. On the other hand, if you borrow just the spare tyre, which is a Model 3 Aero wheel spare wheel, that's only suitable for long range and standard range cars, not performance cars. Then you've got to provide your own jack. And although we do have an extra wheel brace, so you can borrow that.
Thank you.
I have another question. The car's 12-volt battery, does it ever give problems, or is it just something you don't have to worry about?
It gives no problems. What it does, you'll get a notification that says that the 12-volt battery needs replacing, and that will be done well ahead of time when it actually causes problems, between sort of weeks and many months of notice. But it is unfortunately in these cars at the moment, it's a wearing item, so they can last between 2 and 4 years, depending.
18 months.
It isn't. It is a lead acid battery. So some things that can shorten the life of the battery is if you regularly take your car to a state of charge below 20% and leave it there for an extended time, because below 20%, the 12-volt battery stops being recharged by the big pack, by the main battery. So if you're doing that for quite a while, or often, that will reduce the life of the 12-volt battery. Happily, for people buying new cars, has it been confirmed yet that made in China 3s have got the new lithium-ion 12-volt or whatever battery?
I think they have.
Really? I know the Plaid did, but I wasn't sure about the
No, they're putting it now onto the Model 3s, and obviously the Ys that we're not getting.
I checked today and still no.
I've checked 3 times today, same as every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to be reservation holder number 1, I'll tell you.
I think there's someone with orange cans on that's just going to dispute that.
What are you saying? Checking 120 times a day is too many?
Is that all? Ken, that's just not often enough. Come on.
Refresh.
How many minutes are there in a day?
Sorry, the lithium ion, is that in the 2022 model or earlier model?
No, the 2022 model.
Yeah, I'm not certain we've actually seen any delivered to Australia yet with the new battery, but the implication is that the new batches will have it. So I don't think anyone in Australia has one yet.
Can they be retrofitted to earlier models?
No, not really.
They're a higher voltage, and I think that causes problems.
Yeah, they have a different DC. They have a different DC to DC system in the later models.
There's actually, if you bear with me, I've got there's a little snippet of them actually taking it out. Unfortunately, of course, we've got no sound.
Is that the Sandy Munro thing? That was cool.
Yeah, that's out of the Plaid.
Yeah.
So you can see that's the way it's actually connected, is just via a plug. So it is completely different. And I think the voltage is also slightly different.
It is, the voltage is different. The way it maintains the battery is different. So yeah, I think there's a different DC in the newer cars.
So the answer is no, it's not retrofittable, but you can actually buy in that standard lead acid form factor, you can actually buy a lithium ion substitute, but it's horrendously expensive. Like several times the price of a lead acid.
It's not really that hard to replace.
Not once you get the right battery, hey Ken?
Is that a service centre? Is that a service centre job or something you can do yourself?
You can actually do it yourself, but for convenience, you can just buy the battery from the service centre. And I think it costs, Rob, you had a battery change recently. I think Tesla charges, is it $150 to fit? Or was it $90 to fit?
The whole thing, including battery, was $270, and it was done in 30 minutes.
Yeah, so if you want to save yourself $100, you can do it yourself. Just buy the battery off them. I'm just not familiar with the Model 3 battery. I know the Model S and Model X batteries, but I presume they're pretty standard.
Okay. I've got a question about paint touch-up. Someone's decided to scrape my car, a couple of scratches. Has anyone had any paint touch-up?
Chris.
Know anyone who's
Chris,
done
Chris is the guy to speak to.
Who, Chris?
Chris, yeah.
Which Chris?
Chris, light show technician.
Chris Lim.
Lim.
What was that website called?
It's called
dodgytouchups.com, I think it was. It was a Russian site.
I'll
remember
put
it well.
a link to it. It's called colourandDrive.com.
I know that forget her name now. Jesus God, what's going on? Carmen has ordered it, and thank you. Rest of my also.
Yeah, that's the
Carmen's
one.
ordered some, and yeah, she's just waiting on it. But apparently, it's really good. It's and Chris reckons it's fantastic to use, really easy.
I got mine. I think it only took like a week to arrive when I ordered mine.
She's getting hers from Russia or somewhere, I think. Taking a little bit. There's a supply problem in the border coming out of Ukraine at the moment. So there's a bit of hold up.
That's a do-it-yourself thing. It looks good.
Yeah, it is. It's really easy.
They only ship the colours of the Russian flag now. They don't. I think she's got.
She's got an insurance company there, so they've got it all.
Right, is that include poverty white? Does it?
It does. Yeah,
Russian flag.
Pearl white.
It's got all the Tesla colours.
Oh, how much is it?
I don't know.
Well, the basic pack for the poverty pearl white is $40 with free shipping worldwide.
Oh,
I'm
where's it coming from?
$40 US.
So it's coming from Sydney. So it should take about 4 years to get here. So you should be fine. 2028, we should start getting a supply going again. You've got no problems.
So you got the colours there. So you got the poverty. That's poverty pearl super white.
Poverty pearl super white. Yeah.
But Chris reckons it's really easy to apply.
Really okay.
Well, I
sounds
might
good.
try it myself.
Thank you, club. That's good.
Right.
Good to know.
$40 worldwide shipping.
You go onto Amazon, you get more options to buy different sizes and stuff. So if they're out of stock here, I just jump on the Amazon site and you can you get bigger packs and
the same brand, Russell.
Exactly the same thing. They just got an Amazon store as well.
Okay.
Is that you can actually go pro for $50 and you get twice the amount by the look of it, or something?
Probably.
That's if you're going to set up a business on the side of the road or something.
Yeah, I got the pro one with my one, and just in case Carmen needs to borrow it. I could see she's getting a few more accidents.
Carmen's got Harold to sort that out. Harold will be over and be roofing our house next week.
I can't even sort out the audio on this conference call, Jared. So I'm not sure if I can do any paint jobs. I've certainly made a mess of this thing tonight.
It's all good.
That's all right.
It's all right.
We appreciate you, Harold.
Yeah, you're fantastic, Harold.
Here's a virtual hug for you.
It's these virtual cables that you have, audio cables, and I've got a sinking suspicion because my Rodecaster wasn't on when my computer was on. It's just the cables have decided to do their own thing, and now I've got to learn how to do it all over again. Anyway, it's all good.
Yeah, there you go. Alex is happy with it. Alex, you all right with that?
I'm all right with that. Harold's an incredible host. Can we just say?
There you go. See, all good.
Yes, it's incredible. I'm a host at all. So has anyone got any other questions or quirks or anything?
I've got a question for Richard Chapman. It's a mining question. Seen any sexual harassment going on up there lately or anything? Oh, that's
I've had none. I'm disappointed.
That's the other company, isn't it?
You play the disclaimer, Harold?
That's the other.
You can hit the disclaimer quickly.
Yeah, I better just do that. I'm not even sure it's going to work.
Yeah.
I just saw it on the TV. I thought, there you go. How's life up there? That you wear a mask every day, or?
Oh God, yeah, it's tedious.
Mandating masks on site?
Yeah, inside. As soon as
Not
you step
outside.
out the door, it's fine. COVID goes away.
Yeah, right. Okay. There you go. Well, hopefully it doesn't get to your mine site.
Oh, it'll get to everywhere.
Now I've just been bombarded by, I've got a message from Pete. Now I've got something from Russell.
Good like that. They just like to throw stuff here.
Make sure you look at my second email, not my first one. The first email's not suitable for work, Harold.
Thing is, I've got to. I'm going to have to put Pete's up because he was first.
No pushing in.
Did you do a graph though, or?
Yeah, he graphed his.
Oh, okay, good. Right, so
I was lazy. I just did this, and I've got a couple of divide by zeros because Russell was too lazy to give me the Northern Territory and Tasmanian.
Oh no, it's on the email. It's all done on the email, mate. It's all perfect.
Yeah, but I was looking at the message you sent me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
anyway.
no, I added them in later.
How many Teslas in Tasmania?
2.
There's more Nissan Leafs, though, isn't there? Isn't there more Nissan Leafs in Tasmania?
Speaking of which, though, there's actually been a Model 3, a white Model 3 parked here at the high school in Port Hedland. Sorry, in South Hedland.
It's actually stolen.
Sure.
Rockingham.
Well, if it is the thief that has a great schedule, So yeah, so I often see that on the drive back to the camp in South Headland from Port. So yeah, that's cool to see. It's the only interesting thing to see on the drive.
This is Pete's lovely graph that he made. And there it is there. So it looks like the ACT is ahead, obviously, but they're tiny.
Is that a half a Tesla in the ACT? Northern Territory?
It's sales per 1,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So is that
Oh,
right?
yeah, I did mine slightly different. Mine's
Yeah, let's see Russell's.
yeah, with the graph off. This is like old school now.
Bring the old. He's gonna bring a pie out or something. Here we go.
Have you...
Not another bloody pie.
He's gonna bring pie chart out. Here we go.
All right, I'm going to bring Russell's. I'll get Russell's one up.
Make sure it's the second one. The first one was work in progress.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Let's show the Nissan Leaf strong in Tasmania.
I saw on Fully Charged today. Robert Llewellyn mentioned the Kaiguna charger that you guys put in. So that was pretty cool.
They did.
Cool.
I thought he was going to show some vision, but
no
he didn't
vision.
use any. He just talked about it, but it was good. It was good to get a mention.
Yeah. So I was just pretty stoked for you guys. Did a good job.
I think any coverage that way is good too. It promotes the whole system.
Oh, fuck! Everyone's telling me about the chip chargers and stuff. So I was like, "Yep, no worries." Now I got a couple of guys from work to jump in the car yesterday, and yeah, I've changed their minds about electric cars now. So one's definitely going to get one. So
yeah, one step at a time.
Yep.
When people say, "How far can you get?" and I go, "Well, every chip butty, I can get 100 Ks."
That's right.
two Chico rolls. There you go.
I haven't got your email yet, Russell. It's on my phone, but it's not on my computer.
Must be getting filtered through the StarNet.
Yeah, I had issues with that too. That was the reason why my Roadcaster crashed, because I unplugged it inadvertently. Because I went and bought a Ubiquity Dream Machine.
Ah. You mean like that one there?
That's the 500 mile version.
Because Jared's an evil man.
I'm evil.
Jared isn't evil.
I was wondering how long it's going to take you to get the Dream Machine.
But for those playing at home, and you do buy a Dream Machine because you're stupid, and you want to hook up a Starlink dish because you're even more stupid, you've also then got to go to PLE and buy a $19 unmanaged switch to put between your said dish and your Dream Machine, because just Google it. It's horrendous.
It's funny.
But anyway. And it was in the process of me unplugging to find an extra 240 volt slot so I could put my unmanaged switch that I unplugged the whole computer and crashed the whole lot of it. Anyway, it's all good. Yeah, I haven't got your email yet, Russell, so apologies. I can't do anything.
Pizza's probably better anyway. Don't worry about mine.
No, actually, I've got an even better one. I'm just sending it through now. And this one shows WA in the first spot by a country mile.
That's the growth one per capita, is it?
It is. Growth per capita, exactly. So I don't know if that's a really technically valid, but
yeah, you can do a percentage. You can do a percentage growth. No, you can't do that. You can't do percentage on per capita because.
Yeah. I got one that does the number of vehicles per COVID case, and we're like.
Vehicle per COVID case. Oh my God. Oh, it's champagne comedy tonight, I tell you.
That's gold.
If you just joined us, it's full on champagne. That's great.
Yeah, let's just do that a bit later on when we're going on pause. You can do, although you can do growth in numbers per capita.
Yeah, that's what I
Pete,
did mine. That was the one I
or
did.
Russell. That's a legitimate legitimate thing you can do, which is something like that divided by that.
Chris Lim, there he is. Chris, you there? Chris Lim, come in. Chris?
Yep, I am here.
I was just talking about you, about your touch-up paint.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The gentleman was asking about it. I think he's still here. He was asking about the touch-up paint. I can't remember the gentleman's name. Yeah, gentleman was just here asking about your touch-up paint, Chris, how good it is.
Well, has he tried it?
No, not yet, but he's going to.
No, I'm just looking. I'm just looking at the site now.
Sorry,
yeah,
Basil
here.
here. Basil.
Yeah, that's all right, Jared. Yeah.
Getting a bit of Alzheimer's today. Got a bit of the sun. No.
I've got about 3 friends that use it. I've tried it myself, and we reckon it's amazing. So, highly recommend it if you haven't tried it yet.
Okay. It is US dollars, so the $49.99 on PayPal is about 75 US. 75 Aussie.
That's if you buy the big one.
Yep.
I think I bought the smaller version. I think it was like $49 AU delivered, and they're delivered by FedEx. That's including FedEx as well.
Wow.
So it came within like 4 days, 4 business days, which is really quick.
Which is a little bit quicker than what you're going to get anything from Sydney at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're going on about 4 years.
What have you fixed up, Chris? Are they scratches, stone chips?
No, so I was driving along the freeway, and unfortunately, I was behind a truck decided to pull in front of me, and I think it was carrying either gravel or some sort of rocks or debris, and pretty much sprayed the whole front of my car, all over my bumper and everything. So that's what I used to touch it up. And I had it booked for PPF at the front at that time as well. Ended up cancelling it. It's just, I thought, it's too late, can't be bothered now. So that's what I used.
And the 25 mil did the lot for you, did it?
Yeah, it lasts actually quite a while. I've still got like maybe 3/4 of a jar left, so it'll last you for ages.
Great.
Wow.
Appreciate it, Chris.
What colour you got, Basil?
Pardon?
What colour do you have?
Poverty Pearl White. Yeah.
Easy.
Hey, Jared, I think I found out something new when I saw you at Karaoke the other day.
I was naked?
No.
You're talking about, there's no internet down there. You can't take any photos or anything.
But you know how my missus was in the car waiting on camp mode?
Yep.
And I think she locked the doors. And I'm not sure, I have to try it again. But in camp mode, even with my phone and my phone key, I couldn't unlock the car or anything. Like she literally locked me out.
I know, it's pretty weird down there. There's some freaky stuff going on at Karaoke Shopping Centre. The internet's good only in one place, and that's up in the food court right at the other end of the place. And then my trunk opened up. Joe, we were up there for a Sunday meetup, and Joe texted Harold and said, Jared's trunk is up. For some reason, my trunk decided to open up, and remember that, Joe? It was like weird, like, crazy.
I thought you'd jolted it in your pocket because you were looking at the app when you were up there, but it wasn't you. I don't know who it was.
It's just really, there's some freaky stuff going on down there in that section, definitely.
Yeah.
With
I just thought if you're on camp mode that your phone key and everything, you're locked out. So if someone's in the car, you can't get in.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
So yeah, like I said, I tried to open it with my phone. My phone was right next to the door, and she was trying to figure out how to unlock the doors, and literally locked me out.
Because when I saw her, she asked me, is the car fully charged? I had to show up.
She has no idea.
On the screen of the car. It's like, you see that? No, you need a little bit more, darling. You'll be right. You'll be okay. I thought it was weird that she was sitting in the car by herself. I was like, geez, that's something that my wife does. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the camp mode is good for that. I'll put it in doggy mode sometimes as well.
It's good. The camp mode's also good for the drive-ins. When we do the drive-ins, the movie that we recently saw, the James Bond movie, if people put their car in camp mode,
the first half.
Well, first 20 minutes was daylight. But there was lights coming on during the night on people's cars because they weren't in camp mode. So, yeah, that was a bit weird. But yeah, interesting.
So there was one thing that I saw on a video a couple of weeks ago now, which I was interested to find out if anyone had tested. But they said that they had their car in their carport, and their bedroom was adjacent to their carport, and someone actually just went to their carport, opened their door, and because their phone was close to their car, like, you know, a couple of meters away, but on the other side of a wall, it actually opened, and the car got robbed.
Oh,
wow.
Because it was still like actually paired up with it because the Bluetooth was like so close.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not sure if that's something that anyone had thought about before. If you're like really close to the
Yeah.
car, someone just opens
I
it.
always just close the app down once I've locked the car,
Yeah, okay.
and then that way no one can open it, including yourself.
Yeah, we did that when camping, because when you're in the tent and the car's obviously right next to the tent, so make sure that you switch Bluetooth off at night time.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to find out who didn't do it so I could go grab their car. That's all. So
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
No.
Did you hear that?
Silence. Does it sound of silence? Is that what you played?
So is that silent, was it?
Yes, there was nothing.
Yeah, nice. Awesome.
Hi. I have a question.
Yes.
It's Mike here. Mike Brown. Should you charge a car up to 100% or not?
Okay, Michael, have you got a standard Model 3?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so in your
I've
case,
already
the answer is definitely yes. So you can charge it to 100% all day, every day. I'll just show you on, we've got a simulator that we made. It's an old version, but when you set your charge level, you've got little tick marks that go from about 50% to 100%.
Sure.
And you'll notice that, or it's just little ticks. On cars, if you've got a long-range Model 3 or a performance Model 3, it'll have the words daily or trip. So I'll just bring up the charging screen. Oops.
That's only if it's a 2021 SR Plus, though.
Sorry, true. So when you bring up, oops, charging is this one. Charging. When you go to set the limit, you'll notice that you've got 50%, 100%. If you just have these markings and you don't have the word daily here and trip here, then you can charge to 100% all day, every day.
Okay, I met I was at a function at Cottesloe Golf Club, and one of the guys there owned a large battery company, and he said, don't charge your Tesla. He had a Tesla, but he had a long range one. And it was, I think, made in America, not China. And he said, never charge it up to 100%.
It's not quite true. You can actually charge a long range Tesla.
This is not a long range. This is just the standard plus 2021.
Yes. So as I showed in the screen, you can see there that basically you can charge to 100%. In cars, I don't have an image, but in cars that are either long range or performance, or they're the older short range, standard range cars with NCA chemistry, you'll see a word daily here and trip. And in fact, I can show that to you. We've actually got a YouTube video. Unfortunately, there's no sound, obviously, but that's
okay,
good because
I don't have that trip on mine. I just
exactly. So that means that you can charge your car to 100% all day, every day, forever.
Okay.
And the reason is you have a LFP, the lithium iron phosphate batteries in your car, and they will they actually enjoy being charged to 100%. They're designed to be fully charged all the time.
Okay, my next question is the air conditioning in the car. when you've got that on when you're driving, does that use a lot of electricity?
No.
Not really. Particularly in summer, actually, even if it's a new car, even in winter, it's because you've got the heat pump, it uses relatively very little. It would be, say, of the order of 700 watts or a kilowatt, bearing in mind that at 100 k's an hour, your car needs about 17 kilowatts or 16 kilowatts to move at 100 k's an hour steadily. And you're only investing between, say, 500 and a kilowatt in your aircon. So you might as well be comfortable in your car and not worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
And I've just coincidentally, having mentioned the daily in the trip, there is a video.
Just on the aircon thing, Harold, as well.
Yes.
I think it's actually also just for I guess comparison. I think it's more efficient aerodynamically to have your air conditioner on, have your windows down when you're driving at 100 as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So if you think you're saving power by putting the windows down, you're not. You're better off having the aircon on.
Yep. Yeah, that's dead right. Just in this example here, you can actually see this is my car, and it is only designed to be charged to 90% regularly, and it has the words daily and trip. And so would a long range Model 3 and a performance Model 3, or an older standard range Model 3. But what this video was saying, unfortunately you can't hear the audio, is that it's perfectly okay for those larger capacity cars for you to change it to 100%. But what we recommend is you do that, say, half an hour or so before you start your trip. And throughout the rest of this video, it will show like a little time lapse. And when it starts in a couple of moments, it'll go from 90% to 100% quite quickly. So it actually does it to the first sort of 98% very quickly, and then all the way to 100 takes quite a while on the other chemistry batteries. But again, in your car, you can just charge it to 100% all day, every day.
Okay, and also the last couple of updates that have been software updates that have been put on the car. As soon as they come through, I just update. What was the last one for?
They're often for no reason that we know of, or that we're aware of, or we're told about. Often Tesla will just say in the release notes, minor
bug fixes.
Minor bug fixes and updates or feature updates, but sometimes you don't see. Other times you actually get undocumented features creep in that Tesla then fix with a subsequent software update, unfortunately.
Okay, and has anyone noticed any difference to the parking, the automatic parking? It seems as though it's not the same as it was a month ago.
Yes, definitely. It doesn't parallel park anymore, ever, and it used to all the time.
Yeah, so you're having problems with the parallel park?
It used to parallel park all the time, and now since the last update, it doesn't. It just, you drive past the car like you usually do, very slowly, and it just doesn't give you the option to parallel park.
Mine gives me the option, but the last two times I decided to drive up the curb.
Oh yeah, the first time it did give an option, yes, all right, and yeah, we hit the curb, but then since then it's not even given the option. But to be honest, if it does, I probably wouldn't trust it either.
Perhaps you just need to learn to do it yourself.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm learning now. I am. It's easy with the guidelines. I couldn't do it without the screen. No way.
Good work. Good on you, Joe.
Sorry?
It used to do it really well.
It's good.
It used to do it really well, but now it doesn't.
Agree. Yeah, I agree.
So maybe they will release another update to fix that.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes they take 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Version 11.
In fact, one example of that, and this relates to you, Peter Ship, is in cars, this is for S's and X's. if you've got air suspension, I'll just play it. My car's actually worked out, even though the setting is for automatic lowering is never, once it gets above mid 70s in speed, the suspension lowers all by itself. And that's an undocumented feature, which Tesla are going to fix in a subsequent update. The problem with people with X's and S's that do that is the camber changes and it chews out the inside of your tyres if you allow it to do that for too long.
I have noticed a change coming off the freeway on the slip road. It used to automatically go down to 80, 60, 40. Today, I think today or yesterday, I'm not sure which, it went down very gradually. It was a big improvement because sometimes I worry about the people coming up behind me.
Yes.
It would slow down so dramatically, but yesterday or today, it was a fantastic gradual retardation, and it was very smooth and good, best it's ever been.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I haven't noticed that suspension. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, sometimes you won't notice because it automatically raises back to standard again when you go onto side roads and go slowly. So you should check it out, Pete, because if you're doing a long trip, say down the Forest Highway, you'll be on low. The reason why I notice it is I've got a couple of low dangling trailer chains or extension chains when I was towing Rob's trailer. And I noticed it because I heard this tinkling on the back of my car and I thought, what's that all about? And then I looked at the suspension and it had automatically gone to low. So that was a bit of a pain. But yeah, unfortunately, Michael, that's what can happen with software updates. Sometimes they're improvements and sometimes they're not.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay, I have another question. Does any members here have experience on a ring that can actually open the Tesla? It's apparently they put the chip of the key card in a ring that you put in your finger, and then you can open the car.
Pete's trying hard to show you the finger.
Ah, I see.
Pete, show him the finger, Pete.
It's not the finger.
Oh, it's the wrong
That's
ring.
the little finger.
Oh, the little thing.
No, it actually works pretty well. Oops, there we go. Although this is my third try with the ring, so I've had a couple of false starts with it. I'll try and see if I can zoom in. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, probably not.
Yeah, I can.
Can you see a little chip being taken out of it?
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I've got another ring on the other finger, and when I wash my hands, this one on my left hand is a tungsten carbide ring. So there's not too many things harder than that apart from diamonds. So yeah, while I was washing my hands, it chipped the ring. So, but it's still working okay. But yeah, I really like it. So you can go to the beach, you can go swimming, and as long as you don't lose it in the ocean, you can come back and open your car. So the other alternative is what you can do is, I did this the other day. I don't know if you can see my key card there.
Yep.
You'll notice I've punched a hole in the bottom corner.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if you have surfing board shorts, you've got a string that you can loop through there.
Yep.
So you don't lose it in the surf. But you just got to be careful where you punch that hole, because I'm pretty sure the chip is in that corner there. So yeah, if you punch that hole in the wrong spot, you'll go through the chip.
The other thing too, Pete, is there's a coil that goes right round the perimeter of the card. So you've also got to be careful not to go too close to the edge.
That's it.
Exactly.
So what do you do, Pete, when you go to the nudist beach? You take the ring. Is that the ring then, or?
Well, I've got two rings when I'm at the nudist beach. Two rings.
Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Actually, Pete, you mentioned you've got a tungsten carbide ring. Is that your suffering?
My wife just walked past. She just heard me say that, and she just goes, "Gross." No, yeah, when I go to the nudist ring, I just swallow my ring and then I poop it out before I have to drive.
Way to do it.
And a shout out to all those fledgling nudists that are considering it. Pete will be there and welcome you with open arms.
Penny's ring.
I would.
You could put her on a chain around your neck. That would work.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I used to have one of those rings that Pete's got, but I put it over an induction cooktop and it shortened my hand, so it just went red hot and just melted.
Is that true?
Of course it is.
You told me last week a shark took it.
Yeah, and the week before that it was a sniper rifle shot. Yeah.
Helicopter accident.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every week I'll give you a new story and you can work out which one's less true.
Tally him up. Yeah. Russell, can you do a graph on that? How stories on his finger. Start a graph.
I'm running a graph on how often we have to do a false start on the meetings every week.
You know how far Tesla is ahead, miles ahead of the curve of innovation and technology, because they've actually worked out how to deliver cars without doing any customer detail and getting close to customers now, where they just basically go, there's the key, no contact. It's very amazing how far they are ahead. Yeah, right, Harold.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I just got distracted by, I think it was Pete sharing.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that his nudist photos?
He has got a better one that's per capita growth.
Yeah, it's not per.
Oh,
I was talking about the decapitated finger. I think the drone did it.
No, that was the week before. That was early November. The drone did that one.
That was before it took out Pete's eye.
Yeah.
At Lancelin.
That was well before then.
Dearie me.
What's going on in Mandurah tonight, Alex? You're up late. What's going on? It's 8:30, and Rob's up as well. What's actually happening in Mandurah?
Not much.
You got power down there at the moment or something? What's going on?
We've got power. There was a bit of a fire happening earlier, but
not at Rob's house. There's no power there. He's got the lights off.
He's in the background eating a pizza.
And Nigel, who's that chap who's in the background of your background there?
Oh, that's my slave.
It looks like
he's just tidying up the sand for me.
It looks some sort of retreat for old people. Is that like the Sahara lawn bowls or something? Is it, Nigel? Yeah, right.
Oh, year-on-year increase. Yeah, but that's not per capita, Pete.
No, it's not. But it doesn't have to be. Because like you said, you can't really do a percentage per capita. That wouldn't make sense. So all that is just an increase from the previous year and shows WA far in the lead.
You mean?
But WA is a separate island to the rest of Australia. So
yeah.
We're actually a different country now. So really that should be different. We're not part of the rest of the other countries.
So isn't that the same as this graph, Pete?
The same as the first one.
Sorry. No, if you undo, if I go, sorry,
it's in your graph.
It's the same as that one, isn't it?
Come on, Russell, where's your graph? Get your pie graph out.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and
all I've done is just ordered it from smallest to highest.
Oh, sorry, yeah, cool. Because not to put too fine a point on it, but that was news item. This one, and I had that graph, just quietly, just saying.
Okay, just want to throw it out there. So
anyway,
Pete,
you're right, Pete. You ordered it correctly. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, here we go. Russell's on. Percent population.
Yeah, this is where we come in third. If you order it, Russell, you'll see WA in third or fourth position, and
so that's population and percentage. But now, Russell, you've got to go.
That one's doing the difference between how much above they're punching above your weight. So that's 20% of Australia, but they're contributing 24% of the sales.
Yes.
So we are 10.42 and we're contributing 12.35% of national sales. So that's that difference in.
Right. So then can you plot the difference in percentage as a plot?
Yeah, just show the difference.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, throw out the difference, Ross. I'll sleep easy tonight knowing that.
And do it live so we can watch how good you are. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, oh, that's it.
That's
and
cool.
Also, Russell, give us a graph on the level of service that you get from Tesla when they deliver the car.
Oh, that's easy.
That's easy. Zero.
Yeah.
Where's that flat line? Where there's a flat line somewhere.
They're trading in COVID-friendly territory. That's what it is. So, it's,
Dear me.
Could you give us a graph on sales per COVID deaths?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's getting dark.
Jesus, what's going on in Mandurah tonight? I tell you, something
Hey,
going on in
we'll win that one.
Hard to divide by zero, Rob.
Leave it with me. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Hang on. I'll put it together.
Can't divide by zero.
No, there was one, Pete. No, so there was one. Unfortunately.
Yes, there was one in WA, one death, and that was a guy that came back from Japan.
No, he caught it. No, it wasn't that one, Jared. The one death we had was a locally acquired one.
No, there was a guy that came back from Japan
Yes.
with his wife, and he died in Sir Giles Gardner.
Yeah, but
and he was the first person to die of COVID in Western Australia.
Yes, but that's not the death we're talking about. There was one locally acquired death. There have been, I think, 9 deaths in Western Australia, but 8 of them were people that came into WA with the virus, whereas one person caught it locally and died.
Oh, okay, right. Crazy.
Whereas, sadly, in the eastern states, there's been thousands or whatever
every day.
Yeah, unfortunately. But we won't get in too much on the C word while we're recording, because we'll try and be neutral on all of that. Whatever, we'll stick to our remit of cars and Tesla. And speaking of which, Tesla
share. We're going to talk about Mr. McGowan again, then, are we?
Should we talk about Jesus?
I can see that Tesla's share price is on the pre-open. It's coming up, which is nice to see.
Yeah. I think something's going to happen to it.
Still over 20% down.
Joe, is it too early to talk about lunches tomorrow?
Well, school's shut, Jared. So
they're at 4 today. 4 schools have shut today. I know that for a fact.
I'm just about to start. You're right, Jared.
Thank you. Try to do my bit to help out.
I'm just procrastinating.
Okay.
Well, there's always a chance, Joe, you might get a text message later on tonight that says, we're really sorry, but you don't have to go to school tomorrow.
I know. That'll be good or not.
So there's always a chance procrastination is useful.
Yeah.
Dear. Cool. All right. So, Russell, you're still analysing the analysis.
Oh, yeah, I can't find the numbers. I'm just Googling it at the moment, but I can't seem to get per state, only for the whole of Australia. So I'm just looking for it.
What Russell?
Pardon me, what was that, Pete? Sorry, mate.
No, what do you need? What are you after?
I was trying to find how many people died, so I could put it on the graph for you.
Oh, right.
I can give you the link. If you go to covidlive.com.au, it's got deaths by state there. So it's 1449 New South Wales, 2054 Victoria, etc., and 9 WA, 2 Northern Territory.
Richard Chapman, are we about to go for a walk?
I am not going to a walk. I'm too tired.
Oh, okay. That's very disappointing. I always enjoyed the walk.
Yeah, I'm also at Port, so it's not as easy.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Be disappointed about that one. I was really looking forward to the walk, but that's okay. Away from me. It's the little things that I like.
With you know who popping up behind the tree.
She's always there. We love her.
Hey, she bought me a train. What can I say?
Oh.
Is that HO scale or is that N scale, Richard? I prefer HO myself.
When do you get your train? When's that coming?
Next year.
Next year.
Do you know Richard, my old man used to...
Next year.
my old man used to work for operations research in the 70s. And he actually had a little train set up in Dampier. I think it was N. Is it N, the really small scale? It's really, really...
Double O? Oh, sorry, the really small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or I think it's really, really small. And they actually had like a scale version of East Intercourse Island and the dumper and loader and all that stuff. And they're trying to work stuff out. But yeah, it's he actually had a real train set. Well, I mean, it's
wow, brilliant. That's awesome.
Whereas, of course, these days you guys are just simulate all of that in the computer.
Well, I think Richard still does the old toot, don't you, Richard? Like,
I was down at Dumper today doing toot. So you know,
man, yeah. What could you want to do? You
know? It's going to be with us next year, probably towards the end of the next year, if I had to guess. But yeah, we've ordered 1, FMG have ordered 2, Rio have ordered 4, BHP have ordered 4, and BHP put out a press release on the 17th of January saying if those 4 are successful, all 180 will be going battery electric.
So are the batteries stored in the actual Loco itself, or is there an auxiliary carriage that has batteries?
There won't be a tender. The reason is, there's this big safety reason, problem with that, because if you had the train pull apart, then you've got HV lines going between a battery tender and the Loco.
Yep.
So no, it's going to all be probably rack mounted, cabinets. Wabtec and Progress Rail have to now do intense design and engineering, to squeeze in the 7.2 or 7.5 megawatt hour, depending on which Loco you're talking about. Now the real hard work starts really in turning it into a real product.
So are there limits on the length of the Loco? So is that fixed in stone?
It's going to be the same form factor as the existing GE 4400 ACI Locos. So
wow.
Or whichever. So it's the same. You're still going to be talking the same, because you still need the same weight as well to maintain traction on the traction motors. So it's
and is there sufficient charge to go all the way from, I mean, obviously from the mine fully laden, it's downhill generally
to the port.
So it completely depends on each rail's topography, because some rail, some mines it does, some mines it doesn't.
So hang on, Russell, can you just undo that for a moment, just while we're doing this, because I don't want to mix metaphors, because that could be awkward. But yeah, so go Richard.
There's probably a few things I'm not sure what I can say. So
okay. We'll stop right there. Just in general terms.
I'm only talking in general terms. So
is the expectation to be fully charged one at each end, and then you'll make it the whole way, or would you have to do, or would it be contemplated to do things like an intermediate charge or some quaternary loading along the way or something like that?
Absolutely correct. So but every rail line, it will depend on what the topography of like, so for example, Tom Price is higher than, we're at 450 meters. I think Tom Price is maybe quite a bit higher than that. So and like we climb out of the mine, they might start off on a descent, so it really does depend. And you can make your Locos to whatever fits your topography. So it kind of depends on the customer, and you don't all have to have the same battery capacity in each one. So
the train drivers have to do retraining, Richard?
And so does the RSM, the rolling stock maintenance workshop. They have to do, I think there's even TAFE courses now for high voltage and low voltage disconnect for vehicles. So there's implications everywhere. There's training, all different levels, and different processes and procedures. So yeah, it's big. It's a big change.
I can't believe battery electric can pull that load. It's incredible. It's got to pull. I shouldn't know.
What you've got to remember is it's actually all the GEVO, all the V12 power plant on there is doing is providing electrical energy. It's still AC induction traction motors, exactly like we've got in our cars, which is where I got the original idea from. Because as soon as I learned that our traction motors were AC induction, I thought, well, I know that, I go down from the Perth Hills in my AC induction vehicle and I end up with more range at the bottom of the hill than I do at the top. And then that gave me the idea to think, well, why can't we do that with Locos? So it's exactly the same amount of power. You've got the same tractive effort as you do from that. The power supply, essentially, as far as the traction motors are concerned, are agnostic as to where the electrical power is coming from.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and its towing capabilities are quite incredible. Did you see on there was a Rivian towed an old F-150 on a trailer, and it had the support crew in a Ram, and the Rivian with the trailer, which weighed about 8,000 pounds or something, left the Ram standing when it accelerated.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Well, look, we're hauling 38,000 tons of iron ore, and you'd never do that with a mechanical gearbox and drive shaft and clutches. It'd just be insane. The only way you can do it, is with a electric traction motors, where you get all your power and torque from 0 RPM. So you just couldn't.
It's crazy.
You couldn't. Yeah, it'd be very, very hard to do it otherwise.
Richard, you do that during the week, yeah, not on the weekend.
Where are they going to build it, Richard?
What's that? Sorry.
Where they going to build it?
So they only operate during the week, not on the weekend, because
it's Morrison's said no. There's no weekend running for them, so we'll have to put them in a siding or in a station somewhere. So tuck them in a little backtrack or something out of the way.
Because you wouldn't want to ruin the weekend.
No, you wouldn't. Hey, every day's a work day around here.
Harold, you've got noises coming from your...
Yeah. And they're happy noises.
I have another question. Can my Tesla actually tow a boat?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
a small one.
Boat? I mean,
not Harold's boat. That takes the...
Willem,
it depends which one it is.
Yeah, can tow 1 ton or 1,000 kilos braked. So it won't tow a very big boat.
But I can remember that some politicians said that electric vehicles can't tow boats.
Yeah, politicians are
because I go to them for my technical knowledge.
Yeah.
That was Scotty from Miss Marketing.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the price of milk either.
Yeah, and the Model Ys will tow 1.6 tons.
And he doesn't buy a loaf of bread every day either.
And he's got no idea what...
Hey, but he's the psycho. He's definitely a psycho, though. No question about that. Definitely a psycho.
A horrible person.
Do you buy your loaf of bread every day, Jared?
Me personally, no. I have a minion that goes and buys it. Not every day, but I buy it, every couple of days I buy a loaf of bread, I'm not retired like Nigel, who can go down and buy a loaf of bread every day, Nigel can go down and buy a loaf of bread and charge his car.
Don't buy bread.
Oh, here you go. See, there you go.
He does go to the shop every day, though.
What do old people buy, Nigel? If they don't buy bread, is there a substitute or
cat food?
Yeah. What do you do?
Is there something about with your teeth you can't chew?
No, we get tins of pal.
Oh, right, okay. I've seen that.
Oh, what do you use to dip into your dripping then if you haven't got any bread?
Fingers.
Dr. Fingers.
Harold, I've got something to discuss, and it'll probably get Nigel nicely fired up, but that's good. I think it's important. The destination charges now, especially at Riverton, seems to be getting very busy, and some people are overstaying the welcome. So can we discuss that for a while?
I'm off to bed. Goodbye.
Can't hear you, Harold.
No sound.
You're on mute, Harold.
You're on mute, Harold. It's all right. You'll work it out.
I agree.
You've gone, Harold.
I'll talk for Harold, right? Harold's trying to say, can you all just and give me a minute to sort it out? And he's getting there. He's like, at the moment, he's just won the Quinella on his TAB account, and he's like, oh, this could be a good horse to get in. That's where he's at. He's getting
Harold, while Harold's on mute, there's Ross.
We have sound.
Music in the background. Any more of that, I'm getting a mirror ball out.
All right, so this graph here is showing WA far in the lead per 165 cars sold per death. And Victoria has pretty much got, for every one person that's died, they've essentially sold a car. So
you're telling me they're selling cars to dead people?
Well, there's only 1.45 for every person that's died they've sold over there. So it's quite a dramatic difference in the proportion there. So
definitely a dramatic difference.
Yeah. So if anyone wants any more graphs, I can do something crazy.
Rob, why have we sold more Teslas in Perth, Rob?
Sorry, why have we sold more in Perth?
Yeah. Just because people aren't dying, or is that why we're doing so well? Or
I think with less people dying, but I think the EV community in Perth are very strong.
Yeah.
Right across the board, and it has been for quite a while.
Yeah, we don't die off easily. That's the problem.
We just recharge. We don't die.
Yeah, we don't just charge. Yeah, that's
charge it up.
Yep.
All right, there you go.
See if I can get that graph onto the news tomorrow night, onto the current affair or something.
I think you got more chance of getting that photo of you with that prop that you had at that show you were doing the other week on the news. That's definitely.
Hey, Russell, I reckon you've got a. Are you on Twitter, Russell?
He's on everything. Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, but I'm a bit of a
on all
I
those
don't really post
chat
anything.
things.
I reckon you should have the handle Polestar. that's 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 got a little bit of EV in it, as well as your.
Are they for sale yet, that car, or Peter? Are they for sale, those cars? The Polestar?
Not in. Oh yeah, they're coming out in Australia, but I don't think they've. Have they, Rob? You would know. Have they released their pricing yet?
Yes, they have. Yeah.
So you have to buy the truck that it comes in, Rob. Do you have to buy that truck to go places with it, or?
I would say so. What do you think that truck was worth, Jared?
120,000 at least.
I was thinking the actual setup to get the car off that was 120,000 on its own.
Oh wow, really?
Top of the price of the truck.
Oh, another 100 grand for the truck at least. Yeah, 220.
Probably 220 for the truck.
Yeah, all up, I reckon.
It was a really good setup though, really good.
Yeah, tilt tray with a full box. That's clever.
Mm.
I've never seen one of those. That's very clever, I must admit.
So the guy that was driving the truck, he's got to unload Ferraris and all sorts of exotic stuff. So he's got a bit of a fun job.
Definitely would have been a great time.
He couldn't afford to make a mistake with that sort of cargo.
No.
No, he couldn't. I tell you what, he nearly drunk Kaiguna dry.
In reply to your charges, I think common courtesy's got to come in, and people oftentimes don't have that anymore.
You're talking about getting ice, Peter? Like ice?
No, Rob was talking about the people overstaying their welcome at charges and things like that. That's common courtesy's got to come in, and maybe they've got to be nudged from time to time, but people have got to use them sensibly and considerate of others.
Well, one thing you can do is there's that website called needtocharge.com, and you can print out little QR codes for yourself, and you can put that on your windscreen, and that way if someone needs to charge, they can just take a photo of that QR code and they can get in contact with you without you having to put your telephone number up or your email.
You don't want to get to that stage. I think it's crazy, but I very rarely carry the phone anyway.
Yeah, but what you can do, Peter, is you can print some of those out, and if you find someone that's been there for 4 hours, that they've got these other ones that they allow you to print out, and you can put one of those behind their windscreen wiper, and it basically suggests to them that they jump on that website and get one of those need to charge.
I think if you're going to do that, put it in English so you can read it.
Yeah, no, I think it says, I needed to charge, but couldn't get a hold of you next time.
Yeah, but if you can't read it, it's meaningless. Like my phone doesn't read those without putting another app on, so it'd be pointless putting it in my car.
And what phone have you got?
Android.
Oh. Because the iPhone, even you don't need another app. Just the it's integrated into the camera.
On the Android, you need another app or something. But I just put it because I couldn't read it. Put it in English.
Or just use PlugShare.
Yeah, exactly.
So my perspective, you're talking about the free destination charges, right? Not the ones you have to pay for. The ones you get for free. That's what the comment's about, right, Rob?
That's right. The shopping centre and that, Russell.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot more people are going to start using them. I think if there's not proper signage there, how can you really expect everyone to just automatically know what the go is? A lot of people aren't as active in their community. They just buy a car because they like it and they just do what they think's right. So I'm not trying to defend what they're doing because I think what they're doing is correct, because I would prefer if people took their time and just did an hour at a time, and that's all they need to do. But
if they're shopping, they're entitled to have their car charging. That's the whole idea of them.
But I guess we just need more signage so people are aware that what the expectation is.
Well, they shouldn't necessarily have a time limit if people are genuinely shopping and genuinely charging. I think it's got to be first in, first served. There's not enough charges to go around.
Yeah, but the trouble is a lot of people are just plugging their car in and going home, walking, because they live nearby, and just waiting 4 or 5 hours to get their car from 20 to 90%, and then they're walking back and driving it home.
It'd be a bit hard to police it though, Nigel. I think I agree it's not fair, but it's very hard to police.
Unless they all cost money, and then once they cost money, it would just even a tokenistic amount of money.
I mean, and then over here at Baldivis, there's one Tesla charger and one Type 1 charger. There is two, but one's broken. And there's at least one Tesla owner who's not in Baldivis, but he's fairly close by, who works there, and he plugs his car in for his 4 or 5 hour shift.
Yeah,
that's difficult. Right.
And he doesn't put it on PlugShare, and he's completely I don't even know where he works, but I know he works there because I've spoken to him once, and I said, "Oi, can you put it on PlugShare at least?" He says, "Yeah, I know, I'm working here. You can come and find me." And he gets in his car and drives off.
Yeah, it's a bit rude.
Sometimes you really feel like letting his fucking tires down.
I mean, over 4 hours. I mean, he would have charged.
He's got a long range, I think. So it's charging at 11 kilowatts. So in 5 hours. He's only added 55 kilowatts.
Yeah, 5 hours. That would be.
You don't charge them to 100% either.
Sorry?
You don't mean to charge them to 100% either all the time.
I reckon it's only going. He's probably only charging for a couple of hours, and then it's just sitting there not charging for the rest of the time. I can't imagine he's going to need to charge for 5 hours every day if he's working every day.
Yeah,
so
because
he's not working there every day. He's only working there once or twice a week.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah.
You're a bit echoey, Harold.
Yeah, cool.
No, that's not good, Harold. Just on a different topic, I was speaking to Ashley, and yeah, he's getting better. He's got one more treatment, or 1 month more of treatment, and then he's get another scan to see if the new treatment has taken effect. But yeah, he's optimistic and looking forward to coming to some of the events once he's been given the all clear. So
that's fantastic.
That everything comes in good in about a month's time for him.
Who are we talking about? Sorry, I missed that.
Fingers crossed.
Ashley, he's one of our members.
Okay.
He used to be on Ask Us Anything all the time. He used to always come to the events, but he's been sick for the last, is it 18 months, roughly?
Sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
I think so, yeah. So big shout out to you, Ashley. Yeah, get well, get better. Fingers crossed. We're certainly thinking of you fondly often. And yeah, we do look forward to you coming to our casual meetups for a very, very long time. So let's hope that happens.
We'll have a pint for you on Sunday.
Maybe we can dedicate Harold's finger next week. The reason why I lost his finger because of Ashley, just to fill him.
Well, the thing is, see, Ashley and I used to be members of the Yakuza, and I didn't do as I told, and I paid the price. And they always do the pinky. That's what you have to do. So Ashley held the line, and I strayed, and I paid the price. So big shout out to you, Ashley, for doing the right thing. And you've got all 10 fingers and 8 fingers and 2 thumbs.
And do you know why it's the right little finger that they take first?
I'm not going to say because it affects me dearly, Nigel, and I don't want to talk about it. So you can just say the words for me.
It's because the right little finger is one of the most important for controlling the sword.
Not only is that true, but it also is very important for controlling the keyboard. And I'm nowhere near a good touch typist as I used to be. And my mother invested a lot of time. Well, she invested time on my behalf in doing piano lessons, and now I just can't play Toccata and Fugue in D minor anymore, and it really upsets me. But that's right, the Yakuza always gets to the right hand first, and that's what mine's done. So there you go. Alrighty, has anyone got any other quirks, tips, questions?
A friend of mine did say to me the other day, he lives in Harrisdale. He said that he was at the shopping centre early in the morning to get, I don't know, a loaf of bread, milk, whatever. And he said that a guy drove in Tesla, plugged it in, put his visor up, his sun visor up, put everything up, and then locked the car, got his mate's car and drove off. He said, he asked me if I did that. I'm like, you serious? Like, I didn't know where Harrisdale was, number one. Number two, I don't generally go and park somewhere and then get my mate to pick me up and take me somewhere. But I'm like, what's that about?
Is that because you've got no
That's just
charge?
abusing the free charges.
That's just crazy.
It's not good practice, because the intention of a destination charger is to actually use it and patronise that location. So it's a mutually beneficial arrangement, not something to be milked and used like in that way.
Yeah, that's wrong.
There's some people that will go and park their car, then they'll take the train to work and then come back in the train after an 8-hour shift and get back in the car and drive home. So,
that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's nearly as bad as an ice car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I've got a question. It's a car question, but not necessarily a Tesla one. So I'm selling our Lexus that we've had to pull the caravan around, and I've had a guy from Melbourne. He's paid me $1,000 holding deposit, and he's transferred $13,000 into my account. and he said that the rest of the money is coming from finance. So his Pepper money is going to be paying the balance, and so he expects that to come through, Friday or Monday. But he sent me the transfer forms to sign the car over to him. So just, I'm just a little bit wary to the fact that he's in Melbourne, and I've only got it's a $60,000 car, and I've only got 14 grand.
Correct.
So far. So, if I sign the car over to him, I obviously won't release the car, and so he's getting a tilt tray to come and pick it up. So obviously won't let go of the car, won't give the keys away until I've got the money in my account. But
doesn't matter if you sign a bit of paper saying that he's owned it, Pete, you've lost that car. So you don't sign anything until he's paid you in full, 100% in full.
Yeah.
So, Pete, you can do those forms online. You don't need to lodge them with a hard copy piece of paper. You do it.
Don't sign anything, Pete, until he's paid you in full. So you got the last cent in your hand.
And cleared funds.
And cleared funds.
Well, once it's in my account, it's cleared, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Not necessarily. Depends how he does the payment.
Yeah, there's two ways of paying. You can pay by standard, and that takes up to 3 days, or you pay by Osaka, and it's instant.
Oh, ESCO, yeah.
Osaka. ESCO. So as soon as you got ESCO, then it's in your account straight away.
So Peter, so you said not necessarily. So if I can see the funds in my account, does that not mean so?
It is. It's there.
Could he then take them back? Or
no,
can't get it out.
No, if the funds bounce, they go into your account, and then the bank goes, "Oh no, they've bounced," and it gets taken back.
Can't bounce. It's impossible to bounce. It's in your account. It's cleared funds. If it's in your account and it shows, say it's 60 grand, and you've got 20,000, then it should show a balance of 80,000. If it shows you that he's put in 60,000 and you're still just seeing the balance of 20,000, that means the funds aren't cleared.
Yeah, it's still pending.
It's still pending, so that means it's not cleared. But if you see 80,000 in your account, it's cleared. They can't take it back. You can't withdraw from your account.
Yeah, because I know with even like a bank check, you can give someone a bank check.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you might not have the funds in your account when they go in.
Correct.
No, you can exchange to a bank check. Sorry, you have to have the funds.
Yeah. You just simple. Don't do anything legally or paperwork wise until you've received all the payment. And then once you receive the payment, then sign any forms or do anything he likes you to do, but nothing until then, because you can sign that form, send it back to him, and he can come around with a sheriff and claim that car and say it's his, he's paid for it. And you can't do anything about it because you signed it saying that you've transferred it over.
There's a lot
Whether it's waiting on money or not, that's a pre-negotiation that you've done with him.
But how, from his point of view, he might be saying, well, if I transfer all the money, what have I got to say that you're going to...
That's the risk he's got to take, I guess.
Otherwise, he can come to WA and give you cash if he wants.
Exactly. It's a risk
I do know that some companies, when they give you a receipt, the receipt states transfer of ownership of goods does not happen until funds are received
and cleared. Yeah, correct.
What you could do, Pete, if he's nervous about it, you just write him an email and say, I declare that you give me $13,000 on the 1st of February. And then when he gives you more, you say, here's another one. Here's a remittance essentially of his transfer. And then that will be legible for him. If you don't give him the money, you go, look, mate, like you sent me an email, it's all here. That should be enough for him.
Right. There's a lot of scams on people picking up or wanting you to put your car on a truck and pay the truck driver, and he'll pay you when you've got it. There's a lot of that going around at the moment. In fact, the police rang me about it.
There's a lot of scams going out where people go and buy a new car and they say, this is the bank account details, and then you get hacked, and then next minute, you know, another invoice comes through exactly the same, but with different bank account details. You deposit into that account, think it's Toyota Finance or it's Toyota whatever, and then it's not their bank, it's someone's in bloody Thailand. Right?
That-
So,
that
Money
happened-
laundering in a sense.
that happened to someone in Western Australia buying a Tesla, as it happens a bit over a year ago. They actually lost their car because their email account was hacked. Their login for their email account was hacked. So then when Tesla sent the PDF invoice to this lady to make payment, they altered, the hackers altered it. And it's so easy to do because all they do is they set up a rule in your email account so the email gets diverted automatically to them. They reconstruct it, modify it with the modified bank details, and then send it back to your inbox. You read it, you dutifully do the transfer. This is what this lady did. And I don't know, some days later, she said, "Have you got my money?" And Tesla goes, "No, you haven't paid us yet." But she had. And of course, they use those money launderers where people get cash work for $1,000 a week or $1,000 for a couple of hours a week work. And they become mules where they process invoices and they process payments. So their job is they use their bank account that they open. They receive $80,000 and they're instructed to pass on $78,000 or $79,500 to another bank account. And they get to keep $500 as a processing fee. And that way the money never gets recovered because the mule doesn't know better and the money is already gone to another account and it's gone forever.
Is it true that Tesla are now, so every purchaser gets their own bank account number, and it's the same as your VIN or something like that, so you can double check it?
No.
I'm not sure that that's entirely possible. Perhaps the banking system, they've made new ways of doing it. I mean, personally, I would have thought the most secure payment method would have been to use a phone number. So if Tesla had a mobile number, oh no, that doesn't, that helps because when you make a payment, when you start to make a payment to a mobile number-based account, you actually get the name of the account holder before you even start the payment. Like it says, it would say, you know, Tesla Australia or whatever.
You could just make an account called that yourself. I could create an account called Tesla, can't I?
I think those names might be restricted, or I think the name you put you have to have evidence that exists, or it's either a natural person, or if it's a company, perhaps you need further evidence. I'm not sure, Russell.
Harold, Pay ID has just been introduced by Commonwealth Bank and others.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's the one. Peter.
Pay an ABN number or the company name, and they'll only give you your company name, not someone else's.
There you go.
And there's also instant payment.
Yes, so Pay ID. So that's where you can either use an email address, or you can use a mobile or a telephone number as the reference.
This is a business Pay ID one. It's only for ABN holders, and it's your company name or your ABN number, and it shows the user both ends. There's also a personal type one for mobiles and emails. But Pay ID is for businesses.
Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah, I've got an account with ING, and my mobile number can be my Pay ID.
That's right. So I can send you money, Nigel, by simply quoting your phone number.
Yeah. Would you like to try now?
Yeah, sure. Let's
not
do
too
this.
much.
Just a couple of Tesla shares will do fine.
Harold, not too much because it'll affect his pension. He only earns so much. Just keep it under $50.
So I've got your number. Let me just try this.
Speaking of dodgy people, Carmen, how you going? Carmen's there. You're muted, Carmen. You're muted. No, you're muted, Carmen. No, you need to unmute it. That's it. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Carmen.
I think this is joining the second shift. I went out to dinner and it went a bit long.
You're wrong.
It was like a long lunch, a long dinner.
No, it was a very nice bottle of wine or three she was having.
Yes.
Was it Hungry Jack's or?
Not quite.
What was a restaurant? Was it something flash?
It's just our local.
Oh,
It's called the Local in Waratah.
Was it a blind date? Was it, Carmen?
No.
you met him on Snapchat or something, or
No, it was
Instagram, or
just local friends.
oh, okay. It's always good to have local friends. How's that insurance company going over there in the Ukraine?
I'm trying to get them to give me a quote for house insurance now.
The office is pretty busy at the moment. Most of the staff are on the border, I believe. You know, so
They're out practicing with their Kalashnikovs.
they're getting ready for.
Yes.
It won't happen until after the games, of course, in China, because we wouldn't upset Xi Jinping.
Well, I tell you what, they've definitely got a lot of marketing on TV.
No question about that.
Cool. I just paid you $1, Nigel. Oh, not yet.
I must
Sorry.
buy part of a Tesla share.
There you go. He's going to spend that on mixed lollies, Harold.
You've got thousands of the Tesla
Rot his
shares.
teeth with mixed lollies.
So that worked well. It had your name and all. So yeah, it works really well.
A couple of chuppa chups. And what's for lunch tomorrow, Joe? Are we going something special in the lunchbox? We're going to surprise the kids with a couple of Toblerones and, you know, maybe something super exorbitant.
Harold, I have just received $1 from Mr. Harold Raymond Murphy.
Spend it all at once.
Yeah, Harold, you put the decimal point in the wrong spot. Over 3 or 4.
It should have been. It should have been to the left. Sorry. 10 cents. I know. You're worth it, Nigel. The whole dollar. I thought I'd just go the whole hog.
Yeah. So did you have to know I was with ING, or did you just do PID?
Is it came up with your name? It actually said your name. So that was a nice confirmation.
Your microphone's got issues, Harold. You're going real issues with your microphone.
Did you just go into your bank account and say pay somebody's ID?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
We've been using it for a while, but every time I get someone to pay me and I say, "Oh, can you pay by Pay ID?" They like, "What's that?" They don't have any idea. So it's still quite new, I think. But
it's still it's way new.
It came in last year, I think.
Yeah, because we're ING as well. So, but we use it with the other one as well. Unibank use it as well.
What are you selling, Joe? What are people paying you for?
Sandwiches.
We sell things, you know, we've got children, we're constantly selling things. You know,
the children.
Lunch boxes. The style lunch boxes.
But my wife uses it all the time for her staff. Like, you know, when they buy each other coffees, you can do all these little micro transactions. Like you just go and flick the $2.50 or $3, whatever it is, $4 for a cappuccino.
NAB have it.
Phone number.
You have to set it up, but NAB have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super easy.
Are you pushing NAB there, Carmen?
Yes.
You want to just give NAB another little plug, Carmen? NAB. NAB have it. NAB.
I think Carmen,
you know what NAB spells backwards.
Well, I tell
Feeding.
you. Oh, NAB.
What does it spell backwards?
Ban. Ban. Actually,
and your money's gone. Bam.
I've actually have seen a broker to see if he can do better deals.
What sort of broker are we talking about, Carmen? And you know, in my industry, there's always a few brokers out the back doing
financial.
Oh, financial broker. Okay, so I was thinking of another broker.
We were talking about banks.
Oh, okay.
So at the beginning of the year, I actually check that I'm on the best deal. And NAB said I was, but I am not.
Yes.
So you're on the best deal for them, Carmen.
Yes.
Correct.
You didn't specify.
Yeah. They want to take you for dinner too, Carmen, but they want you to pay.
Yes. Well, they used to when they had personal banking.
Oh, that all changed.
Oh, personal banker, but
they've gone. They've been replaced by ATMs.
I got sick of all the marketing.
Yeah, I used to say the same thing when they'd say to me, "Do you want to come to a 7 o'clock breakfast lunch thing, whatever they do at 7 o'clock in the morning?" I'm like, "Are you serious?" Okay, no, you go and knock yourself out. And
yeah. And when you used to go and queue up to put your deposits and what have you from your business in, they'd have the girl walking up and down going, what are you here for? Would you like to borrow some money? Do you want a mortgage? And you just go, I'll just pay off. And in the end, I go, yeah, I wouldn't mind actually. I could do with a mortgage. And they go, oh, good, come and see the manager. So you'd sit down and yes, I go, yeah, I'd like $5 million. I want to buy a winery for a good piss up. They never asked me anything again after that.
Oh, speaking about wine, I went to buy some. I also went to buy some today in a liquor shop, and they said I had to show my COVID certificate.
Yes.
And I said, okay, fine, but why are you doing this? And I said, what happens if you don't have one? And they said, well, then you can't buy liquor. And I said, oh, are you treating it as a treat? And he said,
no,
well,
you got to use drive-through. You got to go drive-through, Carmen.
No,
you can't. No, you can't use drive-through, Jared, either.
No.
Oh, really? They've gone that hard on them?
Yep.
In a bottle shop. And I said, he said, use as a treat. And they said, well, you can't ban people from eating because that's a necessity. But if it's not a necessity, you have to show your vaccination certificate.
Yeah, it's a requirement. We went to muffin break and we had to show our vaccination certificate.
Well, I can understand that at muffin break. That's a very hotspot place.
That's just the green screen's just against me. But when you get the the Service WA app, you can actually get a proper live.
Oh no, I got it. I even got my international one. I'm dying to get away.
What were you hiding there, Harold?
Oh, just my name and date of birth and stuff.
I've just told them what your name is, Harold. Raymond.
And you know the crazy thing is,
hey, I've even got my international. I don't know how you show this.
International.
Yeah, I've got that too. Oh, the one that's hooked up to your passport.
But anyway, my son got his G2G pass approved today for he and his family to come back.
Fantastic.
Which is amazing after 7 months. Yep.
It's great news.
Hopefully
they bring you back duty free.
I didn't show my date of birth, but of course, anyone that owns a company, you just do an ASIC search of that company. And if you're a director or an office holder, it'll have your address, your date of birth, your place of birth. It's got all the stuff that any crim needs to get your details.
Oh, yes.
And of course, Carmen's got Core Logic, so she can just look up anyone's house and go when you bought it, who bought it with you, how much you paid for it, when it was last sold, what it's all about, and all that stuff.
It's called ownership record.
There you go.
Or you could be some teenager on Twitter and you'd know exactly where Elon's jet is.
And when the world's richest man lowballs you and says, "I'll give you $500 if you make it go away," and he goes,
$5 grand.
I was a $5 grand. Sorry, apologies, Elon. And he goes, "No, mate. How about 50?" And Elon goes,
No, he said 50 or a Model 3. He said.
No. Yeah, the teenager wanted what's his name, Jack Sweeney or whatever. So he wanted. He said, "How about a Model 3?" And Elon scoffed at that and said, "How about $5 grand?" And then he counter offered 50 grand, and then Elon left the chat and blocked it.
Oh well.
But rumor has it he's finding other jets now to track now too.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't get hold of your jet, Harold. You'd be stuffed, mate.
Well, you're
pretty hard. It'll be tracking my jet would be the equivalent of NASA trying to track a fleck of paint around the Earth. Like it would be very, very small jet.
You know, it's called.
Harold, you're not coming through on your roadcast, though. Harold, your
No,
mic must
I've
be. You're coming
He's
through
got
on
a little
another line,
helicopter thing, radio controlled.
I've had to resort to using. I've had to resort to using the microphone on the camera just behind there, and it's just. I'm having a bad audio day.
That's all right. We have those.
At least you
Hey,
can't have a bad hair day, Harold.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad. Yeah, that's right. I'm just glad that. Well, put it this way: it's going to take a lot longer to fix these audio problems than it's going to wash my hair. But yeah, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a whole week to fix this. But anyway, it's all good.
So if I were to want CCTV cameras, who would I go to?
Harold. Harold's just done a course, Carmen, last week on CCT installation, and he can do it. He's your man.
It's all Jared's fault because he got me into Ubiquity, and actually it was a bit of a synergistic thing where I bought the Ubiquity Dream Machine Pro because it does networking and stuff, and also they do awesome cameras, like really awesome ones.
The best.
They are very good, but they're expensive. They're like about $700 each.
I know. That's
but they're a Zoom and they work at night and blah blah.
And if I'm overseas and I want to check,
yes, correct.
Anywhere on the app, yes, yeah,
no problem. And you can talk back to the camera.
So
if somebody
who
is
is
doing
it-
something
what-
in your house, Carmen, you could grab the microphone and go, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I've got
Mind getting
some
off my
Wi-Fi cameras in my house that I can access from anywhere in the world.
Those two tins with a string is not a Wi-Fi camera. I've told you that. The two
Oh.
bean cans and the string is
But
not.
I can also talk to it.
Yeah, you can.
When I'm out and about, I can check on my poor doggies.
So who do I call?
As can Jared. Jared's got one in his
I do.
dog box.
You can do stuff like that. So you can get a live.
Look, Carmen, here's cameras. Have a look over here.
Oh,
Here you go.
great.
There
Great.
you go. So you got
Okay, so what?
all those
Who do
cameras.
I talk to? Who do I talk
And then
to?
if you want to see one, you just pick on one and then boom, up you go.
That looks pretty fancy, but who do I talk to?
I live in a very dangerous area in Belmont. It's just past Beirut. It's between Afghanistan and Beirut.
Oh.
And
I'm going to Canton Lane tomorrow for Chinese New Year for lunch.
oh, you should make sure you wear a mask.
How big's your house, Jared, that you need that many cameras?
Do I need that? Sorry, what's that again, Chris? You're back in witness protection again, I see. Oh, no, here we go. You're back in the car. That's
I think, how big's your house that you need that many cameras?
It's big. Well, I don't know. Pete's been to my house. Harold's been to my house. It's a decent sized area. It's just over 1,000 square meter.
Jared's house is like a TARDIS. Like you see the front part and you go, oh yes. It's like a
we keep it under wraps.
Average house, but oh man, when you go inside, it's just amazing.
Both Harold and I had house envy as soon as we walked in.
Is that 80% of them are just in the bedroom, just different angles, isn't it?
No, there's no, we've cut that. Ever since that Swedish deal that's been broken, me and my wife have said, no, we're not doing that anymore. And we've cut that down. No, we have no cameras inside the house. Actually, inside the house, there's no cameras. Outside the house.
What about
outside the house.
What about the one that's
one in the shower?
No.
Actually, we do have a camera inside the house. I'll show it to you. Hang on. See, this is
the camera you got now, the webcam. Does that count?
This is another camera. Here you go. Oh, you actually won't see it because it's dark. But there's a camera in the fish tank. You can't see it because it's dark. You see the blue? See the blue? Yeah, that's it. There's a camera inside the fish tank.
Oh, is that so that you can check on the mummy fish not eating the newly laid?
No. It's just, I don't know. We put it up on the big television, and you see live fish swimming around, and it's on the 85-inch TV, and it looks great. It's very soothing to watch it on. Just stream it off my phone, so it goes from my phone to the TV.
On the background, mate. Is that ABC? Is that the video for ABC radio?
What's in the when you go to sleep? Yeah, you put the ABC on when you put the fish on, and it works. It works well. The cameras are good. Yeah, look, the cameras are great.
So I still haven't got the name.
Oh well, I use a company. I get my gear from a company called Access Antennas, which are in Osborne Park. Access Antennas. That's where I buy my camera gear from.
Okay.
And I use a product called Dahua, which is a Chinese brand. I was a Samsung man with the cameras before that, through and through. and used to pay $800 a camera with Samsung. But Dahua is a Chinese brand that I was very skeptical about, thinking, is it going to be okay? Is it going to be good? And it's actually to be, once they put it in the Perth Stadium, so the big stadium, Optus Stadium has them. They put in 4,000 odd cameras. Once they put Dahua in, I knew they were solid. So I put them into my house, and they're a very cheap camera, but they're well made. They're a really strong, really good, robust camera. So and they're just like one of the top of their range camera that I've got at home is about $200, and the average camera is about 120. It's like, and these are 4K cameras. They're great quality cameras, and they're very simple now. It's all plug and play. It's all Cat 6 from one end to the other. There's no balins. There's no power conditioners. There's nothing. It's straight in the back of the unit. And then to put it on your phone, when I did Samsung, it took me about 4 days to do it with phone calls back and forward from Melbourne. And when I did Dahua, it was basically a QR code, hold the phone to a QR code, take the QR code, and it was installed in 3 seconds.
Okay.
Put the password in and you're done. It's so simple. It's designed mainly for older people like Nigel.
And me. So is it Access Electronics or
Access Antennas, they're called.
Antennas. Okay, got it. I shall
In
call
Osborne
them
Park.
tomorrow.
Yeah, call them. They generally don't speak. You'd go in there, but they don't generally deal with the public. But if you go in there, they'll deal with you. But generally, they don't deal with the public. It's a trade sort of things. But if you went in there and spoke to them, they'd probably help you.
Yeah.
They'd point in the right direction. That's for sure.
Or if I can say that Jared Hawke sent me.
They'd probably tell you to get out of the shop quickly right now and get a COVID test straight away.
I'll give it a try.
They're good people. They're actually good people there. So.
And they'll recommend an installer.
Yeah, a lot of their guys go there. Then there's a lot of companies go and buy their parts from there. Harold can do it. He's done the course, so he's ready to go. But yeah, it's not. They're not hard to. I installed my own. They're not hard. The tech support.
Actually, my son-in-law is an electronics techie. He works for Rio Tinto, but to get him is probably going to take too long.
Yeah.
I think I'll just get them installed.
Absolutely.
Carmen, you can also just go buy a few more Model 3s and put Sentry Mode on, just park them around your house.
Just when you get them, Carmen, make sure you get something that, like I said, get a decent. A lot of people go and buy the Swan ones and the cheap ones from Office Works and
no.
Some of them are just, if you're going to have proper cameras, and if you're relying and you're being away, you want to make sure that it's recording. Because if shit goes down, you want to be able to play it back, put on a stick and give it to the police. We haven't had any issues at this house, touch wood, but there's been issues outside of this house, and the cameras have picked it up and recorded it. And of course, the police have then come to my house going, could you help us? Could you give the footage? And then they come inside the house and like, so what drugs do you sell? Do you do meth in bags, or do you do, and I go, no. And then I say, well, how would you like the footage? Like a stick, and then once again, they're a bit confused as well. That's a whole new ballgame. But yeah, but at least I know that the quality that when I go to get it, it's there. It's not something that, because they mirror backups, hard drive backup, the other hard drive. So there's constant backups for everything, which is good.
I had a handbag taken out of a shopping trolley at Telstra in Claremont Quarter. And my keys, car keys were in it. So this is pre-Tesla. And I had my mobile phone in my hand because that's what I was at Telstra for. However, I went to the car, of course, didn't have the keys. So I thought, well, my bag was in the trolley and I was at Telstra. So I went back and they got the CCTV cameras up, and we saw a couple come in. She had arm in arm, middle-aged. She had an empty large bag. He went and put his hand in the trolley and took my handbag out under a shopping bag. She put it into her big empty bag and they walked out hand in hand. And the police said, oh, yes, we know them. They're junkies. They have nothing. There's no point in going after them.
Yeah. Well, a guy tried to light a fire at the back of my house. I live behind a reserve, so there's bush behind me. It's only a couple of acres, and a guy tried to light a fire right behind my house, and there's a camera pointing straight at him, and he lit the fire. And of course, the fire department got there and put it out. I gave him the footage, and the fire department knew he was a local firebug, and they just arrested him, and he was on footage, and he went to jail straight away. So it's handy the cameras are definitely handy to have. I mean, for us on a general basis, we just know which dog to smack, which one dug the hole, because I used to blame the other one, and it was actually the little one doing it. But now we go to the camera footage and look to see who actually dug the hole. But that's generally all they're used for now. But they're more peace of mind, because it was when I used to work late at night doing concerts and shows, my wife was on her own, and I wanted her to have protection and be safe. And that's why the cameras were installed. So,
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, and they're good. They're definitely the best peace of mind. I mean, now I could be in Europe and see that the retic hasn't gone on, and I turn the retic on and see the lawn needs water, and that's what they need for it now. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
That's
good.
all right. They're very simple now, a lot more simple than used to be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Unlike Dream Machines, which you shouldn't set up on David's show.
This audio is just killing me because I want to actually play Chris's awesome video again. But what I think is quite instructional is that he's only got 13,519 views.
Is that all?
So way to go, Chris. And 252 subscribers.
What's happening, Chris? Are you still doing that event coming up?
To be continued. Not sure yet.
Okay. You're speaking to your lawyers now? Yeah.
I think Chris is finding a nice way of saying you've got Buckley's, but I'm going to tell you slowly so that you don't get too offended. And he goes, Papa.
Yeah, there we go.
And I think he fears that you'll all be spying on him to work out his secret source on how to synchronize cars that don't want to be synchronized.
I'd be more concerned about Russell, Chris. He'd probably come up behind you, and he's probably plotting a new car light show now. And if he does the show that I'm thinking he's going to do, it's definitely going to attract a lot more attention than your show, Chris, because you don't have the kind of extra props that Russell has.
No.
And which is a pretty dangerous thing to have. But
I'm actually looking at houses near parks in Belmont with lots of solar panels on their roofs, trying to pick one. Your house is.
Well, mine's the one with 40 solar panels on the roof. You probably
I think I've spotted it actually.
Have you? You probably Google mapping it.
Is it near Signal Hill? Is that the?
That's correct. That's my back area. Signal Hill.
I know which one it is. Spotted it.
You got it? There you go. There's actually a photo of me walking out the back of the house in the nude, and it was on near maps, but they couldn't get the angle, of course, of the angle, but they could see me walking out the back nude in the back area, and they took a photo of me because the plane flew over on near maps. Because I had a near maps subscription where I could go and have a look at, and I went to what's that down there, and zoomed in, and you could just see, an outline of.
So which
they could have told me they were flying. I don't think it's very rude of them.
Which date is that? Joe?
Oh, it was a couple of years ago now. It was when Nigel had hair.
Right.
See you, Nigel.
See you, Nigel.
See you, Nigel. Take care.
Oh, he's getting old. He's going to beat the shit out of me with his black belt next time I see him.
We'll see you on Sunday, Nigel. At the King Street, Kings Road.
I'll be there. And Jared, I promise I will not beat you up with my black belt. It's too soft. I'm going to beat you up with a big lump of 4x2
and a leather belt.
I'll see you guys on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
See you, Nigel.
Harold, did somebody go and book that place?
Oh, I thought you already had. Thanks, Nigel.
No.
Tomorrow morning I'll be fine. No rush.
Okay.
Carmen, you're going to be there on Sunday?
Love your work.
What time?
11 o'clock.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. I can make that. I have to, my son arrives at 1 p.m. and
Oh.
then I've got a
take him on to
concert
get-
at Shenton Park, Lake Jewelbub.
No, you won't be able to make it, Cohen, because it's
Oh, it's
40,
it's one of the
45.
summer.
It's level with Rockingham, so you're not going to
Oh.
make it.
No,
We'll-
Jared, I'll wait till the next one.
Okay.
The next one will be on the 2nd of March.
And that's in Geraldton, somewhere closer.
Yeah, it might as well be. It's a Wednesday evening, so it'll be closer to town.
Somewhere north. Less plague.
Yes. If we even have one, who knows what's going to happen in March. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's due. I'm pretty sure it's due on the 2nd of March. Let me just.
Russell, are you going to be there on Sunday?
I was actually thinking about it. The only challenge I might have is generally the baby sleeps between 11 and like she usually goes to sleep at 11, maybe a couple of hours she's in bed. So while they've got to get the missus to look after her, or I've got to wait till she wakes up and bring her down with me.
No. So why not just because kids love falling asleep in cars.
It's very
let her fall asleep at 11 o'clock when you just park the car, leave dog mode on, and everything will be sweet.
But there's a Russell, if you do have it, there's a great playground there. It's really very child friendly, like all ages. There's a toddler area, and there's it's really good, and it's all in.
How long do you guys usually stay there for?
Oh, about 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I might give you a message just saying.
Yeah, it's only casual, Russell. So you either turn up or you don't. It's totally.
Cool. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to leave and go down there if you guys are already on the way out, when she wakes up. No, so I'll just double check before I head down there. You're still around.
We'd still be there until at least, probably about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, sometimes that's when she wakes up. You wake up at about 1 o'clock or 1:30.
Yeah.
So
it'd be too late because I don't know if you're aware, but it's level with Rockingham. So I'm not sure if you're north or south of the river, but
yeah, I'm in Coburn.
Oh, okay. That's not close.
It's his local area. It's local haunt.
Yeah. That's why I thought I'd take advantage because I all the other ones have been like further away, so I thought this one's quite close, relatively close. So I'll see if I could make it, but I can't. Yeah, I'll have to just figure it out in the day.
You going, Joe? Seb?
Yeah, we'll try because we'll have the kids, but they love that place. It's like so much for them to do. But yeah, it won't be till a little later, probably about 11:30, 12.
Oh, totally cool.
But I'm just hope we'll message you then, Howard, though, because it might be 1 in, 1 out by that point. So you'll have to check on the door.
Well, I'll contact Nigel tomorrow because he'll actually, has anyone got the website? I'll just grab that website and check when they're open tomorrow. I know on Saturday and Sunday they're open at 7 o'clock, so they must be doing brekkie or something on the weekend.
Yeah.
But we'll do our best to book, if we can, at least a certain number of people. So 25 is probably a fair number. So is it that busy on a Sunday that it's whatever their limit
popular.
is?
And it's going to be nice weather. Yeah, it's
it is.
huge.
It's going to be very mild.
It's got a huge outdoor area. So that's.
Is it good for burnouts, Joe? Like in the car park?
It's a huge car park.
Oh, so you can do like the donuts and stuff and the.
It's gravel. It's lots of gravel everywhere. It's a gravel road to get there.
Totally chip up those art cars just doing a burnout in that car park. Yeah. I didn't say that on record, did I?
It's gold.
It's a really great place. Pretty good food.
Cool.
It's only it's only 22 minutes from Coburn.
Oh, there you go, Russell. It's close for you.
Yeah, that's why I try and make an effort. That's
22 minutes from Coburn. For
It's not
me,
long
it's a
enough for the
4-day
baby to
drive.
sleep in the car, though, is it?
From Belmont, it's 4 days south with the water.
I'll bring some of the COVID cluster down with me, so we should be good.
Oh, great! Look forward to it.
No, it's good because usually you have these meets so far north, and us lot down south have to go. Karen like 15 minutes, nearly an hour away.
It's a big lunch pack.
It's 10% battery to get to
Get to their meetups, yeah.
And anyone that is driving further north, just keep in mind, can stop off at Supercharger on the way back if you want a fast charge.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a paying one, but it's super quick. It's 50 kilowatt DC, I think.
At Coburn Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Charge Fox one, is it? Is it a Charge Fox?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Field thing. Yeah, Coburn Charge Fox.
Well, what you could do is you could park at the youth centre there, get the free charger, hop on the train.
And that's why people don't want to buy EVs, is they hear these horror stories.
I've already talked about.
Oh, it's crazy. Are you going to be there, Chris? Are you going to be showing up? You're muted, mate. So, Chris, you're muted. Chris.
I have to see what Mrs. has planned because it's actually Chinese New Year weekend. So.
Oh, it is Chinese New Year. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I'll just share my screen, Joe. Whereabouts? So this is it here, isn't it? The place?
Yep.
That's not my house, Russell. It's too small.
Not enough solar panels.
There's not enough solar panels. And where's the helicopter pad?
You can see that. You see that that light grey. That's a shade sail, and underneath that is a massive sandpit. No, arrow up. Put the arrow forward.
No, down. The beige one.
The big beige thing. That's a big shade sail, and there's a big sandpit under there.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
And then the grey one ahead is another big shade sail, and there's a huge playground under there. And to the left is loads of like tractors and things to climb on.
Is this Adventure World or a pub? What is this place?
It's been a boat that's quite so popular with families, I reckon.
Oh, look, it looks like they've tarmac the car park.
This is the parking here, I'm guessing.
Just getting further ahead now.
And what is the entry? Is the entry down here? Is this where you walk to get in?
Yes, that's the way in. That's the way in. That's the door right there where your arrow just was.
So where's the quarter-mile track for drags and stuff?
The field.
The field, yeah.
No, they've tarmacked it all, it looks like.
Well, you can certainly suggest adding in a racetrack when we get there. Keep the older
that'd
kids.
be awesome.
All right.
That's pretty
See what I
cool.
can do.
Really need some electric go-karts. Yeah,
It looks good.
Harold, you can bring your RCs down
Pete,
there.
you're going to
mate.
be there?
Drive
Pete?
around.
Pete,
Yeah, I could if I got
Petrosky?
batteries for it.
Pete.
So
Oh, here we go. Here we go. His excuse. It's too far. It's from Joondalup. It's a 4-day
that's from
drive.
Pete's place.
It's too far. We went to Karaoke,
Takes
but
half a battery pack to get there, and another half to get back.
Yeah, Pete's like, oh, I've got to go to Karen up.
Since Russell said the Cybertruck thing, like, so Darren, your missus makes Lego stuff, right?
She does, yeah.
Well,
just drop it round. She'll love that. She'll build that. I don't know many 34-year-olds that love building Lego, but she loves it. She loves building Lego stuff.
I mean, it's got all of that inside.
That's crazy.
Is it just one piece, like one big Lego piece, or do you got to actually make it?
It's not actual Lego though, is it? What's the
No, it's
brand
Mega
called?
Blocks.
Mega Blocks.
Mega Blocks. It's fake Lego, but
Yeah, right. Is that the Woolworths one? There's a Woolworths used to have Mega Blocks.
No, this is I
Another
got this from the States from Mega Block. I think it was from Mega Blocks themselves.
Looks amazing. Looks fantastic. Yeah, I see you haven't done it yet, so
I'm a busy man. Carmen's got some jobs for me to do. I'm doing solar installations. I'm doing.
and now you got 20 cameras. How many cameras you put in, Carmen?
I don't know. How many I need?
She's putting
I'll
all
take
of them in.
advice. I'll take advice.
Well, I would suggest always get a higher number. Like when you buy the controller, you can generally get a 4, an 8, or a 16. Always buy the 16.
Oh, really?
You always get, because you
That
always
many?
get 8 cameras and you go, oh, I want a 9th camera. And then you're like, why did I buy an 8-way controller? I mean, I bought a 32 that expands to 64. So, you just always just get a little bit more in case you want that headroom. Or you could buy a dream machine.
Yeah, and kill your Kill your Roadcaster Pro.
The Junior Roadcaster Pro. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, Richard Chapman's back. He's obviously done his little walk around without a camera. What's going on with Richard?
I wouldn't do a walk around without you, mate.
I know, I'd be disappointed. It was a highlight to my Wednesday night every 2 weeks.
This is the highlight of my week.
It was a swing. It was a swing that I used to look forward to.
I was doing some washing. What can I say?
Are you on day shift or night shift, Richard?
No, days.
He doesn't do nights, just all days.
What?
He gets first in to.
When do shifts change over? Is it 6 a.m. or do you do like a? Yeah, is it 6 till 6?
At the moment, it's 6 till 6. But a lot of our different work crews, we moved our pre-start time. So some have pre-start at 5, some 5:30, some 6. So because of COVID. So we weren't all doing pre-starts at the same time.
Is that pre-starts like when you go to get the pancakes, and then there's a bit of a fight over the maple syrup? So you go, hang on a sec, I'm doing my pre-start with the maple syrup, and you guys can wait.
Maybe at the oil sands in Canada, that might be what they do. We're not here.
Oh, I love it. There you go.
Where's the other Richard nowadays? There's Richard Cooper.
The doctor in the house.
Yeah, don't know what's happened to the doctor. I think he's probably one of those. He tends to go to those nudist camps, doesn't he? The badminton nudist camps. Goes for 3 weeks at a time or something. So I haven't seen him for ages. I've been missing old Richard.
Yeah, I was looking forward to a Dr. Dick's Corner, but we haven't had one for a while.
No.
Must be working on a big project.
Yeah. He's probably built a hover Tesla. He's bought something out of China that's the new hover Tesla, and he's installing in his car right now. That wouldn't surprise me with that man. He's a genius.
Actually, they've got those illuminated motorized door handles.
Oh, yeah, the illuminated ones, yeah.
So they're illuminated, plus they're also motorized, so they're self-presenting. So when you unlock the car, it presents the handle, so you don't have to push it down into the little, what's the name?
Yeah.
Which would be pretty nice.
So,
wasn't there one
he was actually installing them? I actually dropped over maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. I was halfway through actually installing them.
Who Richards was?
Yeah, Richard Cooper.
Oh, wow.
Those door handles?
Yeah, self-presenting illuminated door handles.
Oh, really?
Apparently he said it was a pain.
I didn't think he actually got them. Oh, wow, awesome.
I reckon that'd be real hard to do.
Bit of news for you before.
Oh,
They'd be
awesome.
super handy if you're an Uber driver, because I could imagine a lot of people wouldn't know how to open the door handle straight away.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
If they've had a few drinks or whatever.
I actually met he's an Uber driver who's bought a Tesla just for the purpose of Ubering, which was a bit weird because when I said to him, congratulations on your car and how awesome it is, he sort of was fairly nonchalant and went, oh, yeah, it's all right. But he actually had stickers that he made that said push
we actually saw that. Yeah, we saw that car the other day. Actually, Emma noticed it first. It was it's a Dust M3, I think, is his number plate, something like that. But yeah, covered in stickers, isn't it? So yeah, I thought that was pretty unusual. I think we saw that on the way to the airport.
Yeah, it says press here or something sort of thing. So it makes it very obvious for anyone that hasn't seen it before what to do.
The sexy buttons that Rob used for his do you reckon you can program one of those to pop the door?
Well, no, because
there's no actuator for the door.
Yeah, no, but when you press the button on the handle to just pop it when you get out, could you make it so the door just pops open and then they could just pull it with their hand rather than trying to?
That's a good point, because that button would be a CAN bus button. It would go to test, presumably go to a CAN bus controller, and then the car would tell that door to pop open.
They wouldn't pop the handle out, but just the door would open a bit. And I don't know whether you still need to delatch it or whether it's like if you press the button, you just push it. You don't have to like open the handle after that. It's if you get your fingers between the window and the car.
Yeah, or the back of or just behind the glass where the actual metalwork is, you could just open it that way.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Russell.
They're actually, I'm not sure whether you guys are familiar with the Nginx products, but one of my mates has that kind of bus in his long range. And it's got a whole pile of other features, but one of it is self-door opening for the driver's side. So when he actually walks up to about a meter range of the door, it essentially presses or triggers that button on the driver's side door and the door opens for him. So he never has to physically use the handle.
Is that the little button things? Is that the same product, Chris, or is that a different
No,
thing?
it's a Nginx kind of, it's like a speed boost, an aftermarket speed boost for his long range.
Oh,
if you want to get the Tesla one, he got one that attaches to the CAN bus because it allows for a lot more features and customizations. And that's part of one of the feature sets of it.
The Nginx one, does that give you the same boost as if it was just buying the boost upgrade, or the same as what the performance model is?
It's actually faster. I think there's a YouTube, Rich Rebuilds did a YouTube video of it, and he had a long range with that in there, dragging a normal Model 3 performance, and it was actually quite a lot faster. And so he also did a test with a draggy. So he's got a draggy, and he did it with one of his mates' Performance M3. And I think he was like 0.2 seconds faster than the Performance. So they're actually faster.
Wow.
Okay. Easy to install or not?
Yes, basically same as putting in, I guess, a OBD sensor. So where your console is underneath, you basically just plug it in there as like a parallel piggyback, and that's pretty much it.
Which one is it there that Harold's got on the screen?
It will give you a drag once you got it in.
There's not a SR Plus one, it's a proper for the long range one.
Sorry, okay, so products, is it Boost 50?
No, it's the Boost upgrade. The Boost 50 is only for the standard range plus.
No, this is...
so yes, the 50 Ghost, I think it is.
Yeah, so Boost 50 for Tesla Model 3, $1,100.
Yeah, I think it was the top model, the further.
Go back one, Harold. Go back.
Model Y and 3 and Y.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so I think
right, okay.
the Ghost one.
That's a lot cheaper. Is that US dollars, that one?
Yes.
It is. It's about half the price of what you pay for a Tesla.
Yeah.
It's about just under 10 million Australian exchange rates.
Worth a look in, isn't it?
I could sell you a couple of plugs and a bit of wire for $500, a little bit cheaper if you're keen.
Can you get one of those for a performance?
No. Only for a long range.
You want to go faster, Pete?
It says 980 motors required. How do you find out if you're a 980 or if you're a 960?
So when you take off your wheel, as in the right, one of your rear wheels, you can actually see the motor number just by taking off your wheel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. So I guess you got to do that before you buy it. Otherwise, you'd be buying an expensive bit of plastic. Okay. Yeah, cool. Is his car reasonably new or not?
Yeah, he bought it same as me. So July make.
What,
You're
the
Shanghai, Chris?
Sorry?
Shanghai car, yeah?
Yes.
Same as
Shanghai
mine.
long range.
Same as mine. Same time, July.
Yeah, mine was I got one in September. So they changed the cars from the bonnet slightly different on my one to your one. The struts are on the outside on mine, but they're on the inside of yours. I don't know if that means the motor's different or not, but
yeah, so you'll need to take out one of your rear wheels, and I forgot which side it is. I think it's the passenger side rear wheel, and then you'll be able to see the motor number.
All right. I'll head over to Harold's house and he can do it for me when he's doing Carmen's cameras.
Yeah, Howard's free most days. He's generally just sits around and looks at buying stuff and makes a cup of tea and starts the day.
Yeah, but it's quite interesting. If you see the apps that it's for it.
Here we go. The dream machine.
I might as well.
That's bizarre. Oh, it's got a full.
Which way is up? This is an unboxing of a Unify.
Yeah.
This is a Wi-Fi 6 Lite module.
Yes,
Oops,
I
that's
know
not
it
in
well.
focus.
Very lovely, very good unit.
Now, the little pull tab.
Yep. Copied by Apple.
I've got to make sure you can see it.
Yep. Look at this, Carmen. This is what you want next after cameras.
Okay.
This is definitely what you want. This is good. Yes.
Cheers,
Great
mate.
product.
Do you used to work on The Price is Right? This is fantastic. This demonstration.
Yeah, he needs to work on the bit where the putting game. You kick the ball across.
What is it?
Oh,
It's a UFO, Carmen.
It's a UFO that.
It's from Lost in Space, Carmen.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Doesn't it?
It goes well with your background.
I remember Lost in Space. My background is fish.
No, he's talking about
It
Harold's
does,
background.
but it disappears into nothingness, like it just.
And it does what?
So
and you can control the color of the ring, Harold.
I can't turn the ring on.
No, I'm saying when you turn the ring on, it's an
blue.
RGBW ring. So it's not just blue anymore. It's actually, you can set the ring to the color you want.
It also comes with.
Wait, there's more. And if you order it now, you don't get another one. Just get the one.
It comes with screws, so it's got all the screws you can ever hope for. It's also got a nice card with a QR code, which is for the instructions. This plate here.
Where did you go today, Harold?
Sorry, say again.
Where did you buy these from?
Aldi, I think.
PLE.
Huh?
Got it from PLE Computers.
Oh, PLE.
So you basically mount this on the ceiling.
Yep.
And then what you do is you then mate it on, and then do a quarter turn. Sorry, it goes this.
When you mate it, you got to rub it a bit. You got to warm it up so they link better.
Sorry, it goes this way, and then you turn, and as you turn it, it latches, and then it's now attached. And to undo it, you poke a little wire, there, and it'll come out. Yep. But what you can also do,
great product,
is if you're mounting it on a ceiling.
See, like this one there.
You sandwich this between the plasterboard.
Like that one there, Harold.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. That's why I put it in. But yeah.
That one in the ceiling there.
That's open now. The one in there.
That one.
No, that's all right. So,
yeah. So anyway, so that's the Ubiquity access point. And the thing is, I just get off Spotlight. I actually bought two because the Starlink, I had to use the Starlink router because my Acer one wouldn't work with it, blah, blah, blah. So downstairs, I had really crappy Wi-Fi. And then there was this sort of confluence of going to Jared's place, having his famous sentence, which is "Go for it, Jared." What do you say when you buy something?
Cry, find the best and keep crying, and just don't stop crying until you found the best. And once you find it, just keep crying and crying until you get over it.
So I did
research.
And the Ubiquity Dream UDM Ubiquity Dream Master Pro is a it does cameras, so you can fit a 8 terabyte hard drive into it, or actually up to 16 if you want. So it'll do your security cameras, it does your networking, and it uses, these are basically Wi-Fi access points.
And your router.
And the router. But just a pro tip, if you buy the Dream Master, you then need to buy a Ubiquity switch, which has power over Ethernet.
that one there.
So it's going to cost you about $1,000 to get the two boxes.
Yeah.
But then I had to, because I've got an awesome Starlink dish, I had to buy a $19, like I mentioned earlier, unmanaged switch to stop the internet from breaking. But that's basically Starlink's issue. But yeah, these things, I've only got one connected so far, because this was obviously in the box until just a moment ago, and it covered the whole house.
Magic.
But I'm going to put this, I've got a cavity where I can sort of dangle it from a Cat5 cable. The Cat5 just enters in.
The best place for them to go is actually in the ceiling sometimes, and
Yeah,
also
well,
on the
I've just
front
got
of the
mine on the
house.
carpet. I've just got it sort of placing downwards on the carpet because I'm in an upstairs room. But I'm going to just dangle this down a cavity, well, down a service cavity type thing. So it'll just blast out to the rest of the house. So with two of these,
So is it like a Wi-Fi manager?
No,
it's like
a
it's
lot of
equivalent
antennas.
of a Wi-Fi access, like an output. So this will put Wi-Fi out to your house, but you can have several of them, and they all work together. So your phone just connects to one thing. But if you go from the front to the back, or it's the backyard or wherever, it'll go from one station to another, a little bit like mobile phones do when they go from one tower to another. It's all automatic.
So it's like a Wi-Fi extender, essentially?
It is.
It's not an extender in the sense that
it's more of a booster.
Oh, by the way, these are all wired back with Cat5 or Cat6, so it's all hardwired. So it's not a wireless extender. This thing goes back to a central point. So you do need to have cabling.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, with this Wi-Fi 6, and this cost $179 for this little doodad. Its maximum throughput is 1.3 gigabits per second. So it's lightning fast.
But do you get NBN at that speed?
No, you don't. So obviously, if NBN is 100 megabits per second maximum, then in that sense, if all you're doing is surfing the internet, then you don't need something as nice as this. But this would be useful if you have network storage, if you have like a server where you put all your files or documents or whatever, and you want to access them in your house wirelessly without having to put backbone cabling everywhere. So, 15 years ago, people would run, when they built a new house, which I did do at the start of the century, I'd run 2 lots of Cat5, so you could have telephone, you could have internet, and you'd also run, TV cable, antenna cable.
I know, they're terrible. I've seen them when you go to Home Opens.
Yeah, and there's little socket, and you've got 2 Ethernets, and you've got a TV in every bedroom, and blah, blah, blah. It didn't take too long for Wi-Fi to just obliterate all of that and become.
I have everything Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly. So Wi-Fi has leapfrogged hardwired internet.
And if Harold will tell you, the weight of that unit is very heavy. There's a lot in it. There's a lot of
it's good
radio
quality,
receivers in it.
Yeah,
it's not just a plastic lightweight.
What I actually did is I did the experiment where I like dropped it on a finger, but then it just cut my finger off. just the weight of it. Just
every week there's another finger joke.
Fortunately, we had seen that before.
I've got something to share. So, Pete, did your wife get private plates for her Tesla? Is she getting a little spark or something like that, or a little electricity?
Not yet, but I've got a couple on reserve, but not yet.
Yeah? Okay. I got plates organised this week.
What'd you get? I can't see it.
Nice.
Hang on, let me just spotlight you there.
Oh yes, finally. Nice.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Finally did it. $690. Worth it.
Oh, you must have got the acrylic ones.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got the acrylic ones.
Nice.
So you actually bought them?
Yeah, I bought them, ordered them last Wednesday, where it was, last Tuesday. No, when was it? Tuesday or, yeah. Will it take 30 days to come in or?
2 weeks.
It takes 2 weeks.
It's longer than 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit longer.
I think it's like 3 weeks or something.
2
+ 1.
They've got to approve it first. That goes through a committee.
Oh, really? Just in case.
Yeah, 2 weeks is not controversial. There's nothing bad about 2 weeks.
No.
Could be some sort of jihad thing in some foreign country. 2 weeks could mean.
When I got mine, Jared, I just drove a different car down there to drop my other plates off, so then I didn't have to worry about doing it in the car park.
Oh, okay.
So you just drive the other car down and swap them over, and then do it in your garage. Otherwise, you'd be sitting around there trying to undo screws in the Belmont car park, and you'll be.
I was going to do it. I've got to pick up at West City West.
Oh yeah, whatever. It's up to you, mate. But
so you have to give the other plates in.
Yeah, you hand your ones on the car, because when you do the plates, you don't actually specify what car it's for.
Oh, okay. So you can
bring whatever
just bring
plates
them
in
back
you want.
home. Oh, okay.
Whatever plates you bring in, they're the ones they're swapping with. So
yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's a
There's
good,
not
that's
for
a
your
good pro
existing.
tip, Russell. That's a very good pro tip. So you don't have to be fraught and like.
That's extremely good pro tip, Russell. Thank you. Fucking every
That's
now
not for
and
your
then, not that
existing.
often, but every now and then you come out with something that's amazing, and that was it for tonight. Amazing.
I had something planned for later. I won't worry about it anymore.
No, that was good. No, thanks, Russell. That was very good.
So,
yes,
so
I got the 2 weeks done.
So Jared, that's not for your existing Model 3, is it?
No, it's not. No, that's Teddy 3.
Yeah.
Is the existing. No, this is for my Hilux, which I need to tow my camper trailer.
Which is the
Unfortunately, I
car
need to use
you'll
an
get
ice
before-
car to tow a camper trailer until my
Before you
Cybertruck.
get the Cybertruck.
Yes, the day the Cybertruck arrives, the Hilux will be gone. The same day.
Yeah, but those plates need to go on the Tesla, Jared.
Oh yeah, well, I'll put them on the Cybertruck. They'll go on the Cyber. Oh, they'll be staying in the family, definitely. I'll just go from that to that to that to 2 weeks. So, yeah.
And also as well, I can't remember the exact number, but if they do get damaged, you don't need to repay the entire $690 for replacement plates.
Yeah.
It's like
$150.
Yeah, $150 per plate or something you have to pay to get a replacement. Yeah, it's about half the price.
And even if you change your mind and you want to get like a different coloured plate or whatever, then yeah, you don't have to pay the $690 again. You just pay that fee that Russell.
whatever it is.
Yeah, you can change it to yellow.
Because basically you're paying for the licensing side of that plate.
Yeah, the privilege to have it.
Where do they make them here in Perth? You know? Anyone know?
I thought they were in Russia, weren't they? Didn't Carmen have something to do with that?
That store's been closed down, isn't it, Carmen?
Which one?
The stalking allegations of the RAC CEO. Are you still doing him, or what's going on with that?
Well,
You've
I was
moved
still
it to the front of
talking
his
to
house.
them because I need to finalise my house insurance at the moment. But no, nothing new has come from them.
You're not going with Yuri, based in Kiev?
No, they're too expensive and not exactly representing themselves honestly.
Allegedly. So moving right along, I think, Jared, what you want to do with your Hilux is what a Top Gear did some years ago, which is something like this.
Oh, yeah, right. Gold. Pretty cool.
Unfortunately, you can't hear it because, as you know, we've got sound issues. But
I can imagine.
even then, it
How did he
actually.
park it up there to start with? I mean, that's just
I
crazy.
guess they helicoptered it, but
They
it,
would have chopped it.
here we go. They dug it up, and it basically still sort of survived.
It's not a
pretty-
Hilux though,
pretty
is
well.
it?
Yeah, it is. It's a Hilux.
Is it? It's a Hilux. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an older one.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, they're a bit upset old Toyota at the moment. You saw that the
Oh,
Teslas are out selling.
that reminds
sold-
me. Yeah, how,
Hiluxes, not Hiluxes, what are they called? What's the hybrid thing that Toyota do?
Camry.
No, not
Prius.
the other one.
Prius.
Prius. Yeah, they've outsold those apparently. According to Rick Arden and Susanna Carr, who do the news.
Speaking of RAC, I got the newsletter come through.
Yeah.
There was a bit in here about someone had
Carmen's
a Twitter
still-
account following the CEO around. Is that you, Carmen?
Any truth in that?
Did you create a Twitter account to follow the CEO around Perth? Whereabouts?
I don't do social media. I've
Who is-
cancelled everything.
Yeah, she just leaves it to the boys now. The boys take everything. Boys go.
Okay, so in all seriousness, there's a statement at the start from the president talking about how they need to raise the standard on air quality, talking about the high sulfur levels in fuel in Australia.
Hang on a second. Sorry, Russell. Are we in China or you were talking about what? The air quality in Perth?
No, well, so I'm not sure if you're aware, but in Australia, it's probably the worst fuel in the world that we get in Australia because there's no regulation on quality.
Oh yeah, of course. But we're not in downtown Shanghai, buddy. Let me tell you right now.
We're not far off.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's not much different. It's just the volume is different. The fuel's actually worse in Australia than anywhere in the world, anywhere developed, that's for sure. Anyway, the point I'm getting at, there's a whole sort of article here about it. And they mentioned EVs in one sentence in the whole thing. So I would have thought that would probably be a big part of it, but didn't really get looked at. Secondly, there's a section in the magazine that talks about different vehicles and like the pick of the year sort of cars. And I'm not sure why, but there's a different categories, right? And I'm thinking, oh, Tesla must make a category somewhere. There was a category here called, hang on, this is used cars. Let me go back to the other one. There was a category here called, sorry.
This is great too.
So medium car over $50,000, right?
Yep.
So I thought, oh, that's the category Tesla should be in, right?
Yep.
Audi A4 got that one.
Great car. Great car. Audi A4.
But
not as good as the Audi A5.
They have a separate category for electric car as just one category, electric car. So I don't understand why they don't.
And what was the number one electric car? Nissan Leaf.
Well, Tesla Model 3 won that one, but
no, the Leaf would have won that one. The Leaf is the
no.
fastest.
My point is, why are they separating out the type of drive on a car with the categorization? Like, why isn't the Tesla Model 3 measured against an Audi A4 Aviant, what it was called, Aviant? Why are they two separate categories?
I can tell you what. I can answer that question.
Absolutely, because you don't have a separate category for diesel cars.
That's right. Yeah.
One for unleaded fuel cars. You don't have a separate one for premium fuel cars. So why do they? Absolutely, I completely agree.
Yep,
that's my point. So let's just hypothetically say that there was a Cybertruck and there was I don't know, different versions of like vans or whatever. Are they all just going to be under one electric car and they just pick the best of everything that's electric, or are they going to put them into a separate category called electric SUVs or something?
I believe very strongly it's got to do with advertising, Russell. Somebody would pay to put an ad in there, and that would certainly move that position of that person's product.
Yeah, okay. I can let me just quickly.
So I believe those magazines come and they don't burn very well.
So that's it there. So it shows the medium car, and then that's the category that I thought.
And it's an Audi. And I'm sure there's probably an ad in there somewhere for an Audi.
Electric. Yeah, so I was just I don't know, more of an observation. I mean, it's great it got in there, but I would think that they shouldn't have a separate category. That's really my point.
Well, I think your point. Well, I think your point is actually very sage in that you would presume that electric cars are a bit shit, so therefore you have to have a special electric car category, and therefore, hooray, Tesla can be at the top of that category. But the thing is, the Model 3 beats all categories in that size. So as a premium mid-size sedan, it beats everything.
Yeah, and when they bring the Model Y out, it should be in the category of all-wheel drive SUV, shouldn't it? And it should verse the Genesis GV70.
It should be SUV. It should just be an SUV.
Yeah, well, they've got small SUV, then they've got large SUV, then they've got all-wheel drive SUV, medium SUV. There's like, I think they're just paying for spots by the look of it. What Gareth just
The
said.
Model Y would cover. Well, we don't know if it's going to be a rear-wheel drive version. There probably won't be in Australia because
Yeah, I didn't think they would be either. Not for a while.
And that other car, the electric car, Harold, that you gave us a demo on the pole. The pole. Sorry? The pole one.
Polestar.
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 That car's already got the longest range compared to any other electric car on the market. Because when you get that car, you get that truck, and that truck's got a very long range litre tank, and it can go for a long way before it has to refuel. So no Tesla would ever keep up with that. Tell you right now, Carmen. So yeah, the pole. What's it called? The Polestar.
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 Polestar 2, because the one.
Is it like the Datsun Polestar, like the old Datsun 180B wide?
Nissan Pulsar.
It's the Nissan Pol. No, it's made by
the Datsun and Nissan, the same company.
No, the Polestar's under license from.
No, it's a pole, P-O-L-E, as what Russell would be familiar with.
Yeah, he knows the pole. Yeah.
But then there used to be a Pulsar.
Pulsar, yeah.
P-U-L-S-A-R.
Yeah.
And then there used to be an awesome
Datsun 180B.
An audio instrumental music, whatever you want to call it, song that was Polestar, which was to do Pulsar.
Right.
P-U-L-S-A-R.
So who manufactures the pole, the electric pole that Russell?
The Polestar 2 is manufactured by a Chinese company
under
Geely.
Geely.
Yeah.
And it's an offshoot. It's the electric version of Volvo. It's an offshoot.
Of Volvo.
Volvo are making their own branded electric vehicles as well.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes.
But they're just XC40s or whatever, just with an electric motor in. They look the same thing.
Precisely. Well, that's not a custom. It's not a fully. The Volvo XC40 is, or sorry, whatever 40 is
recharge
modified ICE car like the Hyundai Kona is.
Oh yeah.
Kona Electric, sorry.
Yeah.
It's just that they've used the current platform and modified it. But,
Gotcha.
Hey, before I was talking about or alluding to the tax, this comes from the Guardian, and I might just share the screen because it's kind of easier to do that as it is.
Are we going off record at all?
No. Oh, yeah, we will, but this is on record. So what it's shown is that Tesla, and we should really put this in, we should format the cells because it makes it so much more readable with commas. And we'll just do the same for this one because it's so much more fun when you're doing it live. Commas, and the same with this one. So this is financial year ending June 30, 2020, and Tesla's income was 475 million. They made a taxable income of 16.9 million and paid tax of $5 million at 30%. So if we were to say put in General Motors, GMH,
Oh, there's a much faster way to do that. You just
crispy, sharp.
So General Motors earned turned over 1.6 billion, but made a taxable income of zero because they had accumulated losses. If you want to pick Toyota, Oh, why doesn't that work, Chris?
So go to the cell above that you want to copy the format. So go to the paintbrush to your where paste is. Go down no, to your there, and then press on that one.
Awesome.
Chris, a mathematician, I'd say as well.
So Toyota made 10 billion.
Is that Japanese dollars, yen, or what are we talking here?
And they made a taxable income of $347 million and paid tax at 30 cents on the dollar, which is reasonable. But if you look at Ford,
I believe that Toyota handed back their JobKeeper money as well, Harold.
Right.
They handed back their 30-something million.
Can you put Harvey Norman in there as well and see how much tax they paid?
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna.
Harvey Norman, they kept most of their JobKeeper, didn't they?
No, they returned all theirs.
Oh, did they? Oh,
Yep.
good.
When did that happen? In a dream or something? Or
a fair while ago now.
Just after Jerry Harvey sold his boat.
I thought they were arguing for more. I thought.
No, well, they earned so much, they felt guilty. They returned a lot.
They did, yeah, that's right.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Didn't think so. I thought he was a real prick.
No, they were quite good about it.
You sure? I mean, there's a lot of. Okay.
No,
all right,
positive.
I must have been looking at different commentary about it than what you were, I guess.
No, you're right. Russell, I saw the same
I boycotted Harvey Norman because of it. I haven't been back there since because my
I think
understanding
pricing's always been expensive. You got a JB.
I was on Amazon now anyway.
So you can see the General Motors, they turned over a bit. Is that right? I think that was right. And they paid no tax. Ford paid no tax. Whereas Tesla paid 30 cents on a dollar. But what's interesting is they made
Tesla saved all that money on delivery fees.
Their profit is 3.5%. And if we get Coles,
Tesla saved that money on the dancing girls and the ribbons. Cut all that out. So they saved that money and put it in.
How's this? That Coles
It's a little bit painful watching you use Excel, actually, Harold. I'm getting a little bit anxious.
Okay. Let's not kick a man when he's down. Okay. I mean, he's going through a tough night.
Is that thing?
It sounds like he's in a box, is that what happens? And you guys are just rubbing him down. Like, we wouldn't have this Wednesday night, wasn't for Harold. Don't everyone forget that.
So Howard, just to make it quicker, you can actually highlight 3 cells and paint the 3 cells as
Chris,
well.
can you just take over, please? Chris, get in there. Chris, please.
I've done it in my head faster than this.
All right.
I'm sitting here imagining shaving Pete's face. And that's what we're talking about here. Just getting rid of that prison look. And then, imagine if he was.
So the point of this is that that Coles Tesla's made the same profit margin as Coles has, 3.5%, basically. Whereas Coles took $45 billion to do it. Tesla only needs to turn over $475 million. But Tesla's profit.
Yeah, but Tesla doesn't give the knives and spoons out like Coles do. If you collect the things, you get the knives and the spoon set. That's the difference. So the Tesla and Coles put a bit more into their delivery of product.
See you, George.
See you, George.
See you, George.
So that's pretty much it.
That's because Tesla charges an arm and a leg for like products.
Yes.
I ordered a bolt from Tesla, just a bolt. One of the bolts that
was
holds
that
the screen on.
a General Motors bolt?
No, it was a Tesla specific one. It's one for the screen that holds the screen in place. Because one of mine snapped, and that was $14 for a bolt.
Wow.
Yeah, was that delivered or?
No, I have to go pick it up from the service center.
Yeah, right.
They probably took it off someone else's car when they were servicing it, mate.
$14. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making money, that's for sure. But you know, the club we've got that bolt, haven't we, Harold, that we can lend out to people?
Actually,
I know that you were looking at bringing in some more things in the club to
Can
lend
you-
out,
could you
like
3D?
the new brick with a rope. So if you get iced by a car parked in, you can use the brick with a rope through the window. You were saying that the club's lending that out now, Harold, is that right? So we're doing
Yeah,
our
yeah.
bit, you know, we're trying to make the club more accessible to people.
Look, we're keeping it on the download.
Extremely download.
I think Chris was asking for a bolt. There is something I know that NASA used to buy, or the military used to buy, which is one of these. And that is a hexaform rotatable surface compression unit. And that's actually colloquially known as a nut.
And I believe it's also the password to some nightclubs, isn't it? The back door.
Well, yeah, never quite.
I believe you can
never
get into
quite
some
know.
nightclubs using that code.
Isn't that your stripper name, Jared?
It was my stripper name. We don't talk about that anymore. They were the early days. I needed the money. Things were tough. You know? So
There's an adage in the
Don't like to
military
talk
or in NASA where the longer the name, the more it's going to cost you. So
That's
rather than
it.
calling it a nut, they called it a hexaform rotatable surface compression unit. And yeah, they were like about $1,000 each. So Chris, you got a good deal.
yeah, $14, Chris.
Yeah.
What was it for, Chris? Your car's brand new. It's been a warranty. You're some nuts already.
So I installed a swivel mount like Richard.
Yeah, you and Richard, I tell you. and Pete's done it as well, haven't you, Pete? You've got the swivel in your car as well. There's about 5 people I know that got the swivel.
And he swivels his unit as much as he likes. Often.
And have you done the front as well, like Richard?
Yes, I have.
With the foot sweep?
No, I didn't go the foot sweep. I didn't see the point.
Yeah. Well, Richard's like, he loves to show me the foot sweep. He's unbelievable.
You know what? I did the foot sweep because you can configure it to automatically open and then automatically close. But I had my hand on the front of the car, and I accidentally did the foot sweep.
Here we go. Another finger story. But you told me you lost that finger in Nam. You said that it was shot out when you were flying choppers.
Han Do, the painter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I rescued him, and I got a sniper bullet. Just
come out. That's why I painted you. God, amazing.
He has
Are they
painted me
coming? Are you doing the TAB form, Carmen? Were you just checking the dogs?
No, actually.
To see what's running over there in the old New South Wales still.
No.
See if there's any COVID dogs running. Here they come around the track now. He's fallen down. He's been eaten by COVID. Here he comes
I'm
now.
actually checking my junk. And
you're checking your what?
Junk mail.
Oh,
and
junk mail.
I'm going to have to report it to Telstra.
Oh, you'll have no problems. They've got an office in Manila. They speak very good English in Manila. And you have no problems getting straight through to Telstra there. No dramas at all.
I tell you what, there's some pretty awful messages here.
In what way?
I'll have to go on pause to do those.
Are they from somebody at the RAC or?
It's a cease and desist from the RAC. That's right.
They're unknown, but not nice.
Do we need to go on a brief pause?
Yeah, do a brief one. It's always good to do a
All
brief
right,
one.
okay.
Just then Russell can show photos of his.
I've got some junk mails who I can share if you like.
He's
So to Damon, Ashley, Chris, Joseph, and many others who are watching us on youtube.com/Tokla, we'll be back in.
And Damo in Thailand. Hopefully he's okay.
Actually, before we go away, can we do one thing where we do like a timestamp? So like 10:57, we come back, we say it's like what time it is.
Oh yeah, cool. Yes, we can do too. Okay.
How long are you guys away for?
Okay.
I didn't know how long you spoke for. I was all like missing out on all the action, you know?
Okay, so it's currently 10:57 when we pause right.
30 in the morning.
Welcome back. It's 1:30 in the morning somewhere, but for us it's actually 11:30. So we've only been gone for 33 minutes. Russell, is that right? Time check.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. And as Carmen has quite sagely put it, since we've had our little discussion, and we're actually playing online poker. So we had to put our cards away, and it's all good. But
Pete got kicked out. He's in the doghouse now because he lost all his money.
Yeah. Pete's unfortunately he's lost all his money. So we'll look forward to seeing Pete sometime, perhaps in 2023, when he earns that money back.
He's going away for a while though, isn't he? That's what the prison looks about.
He's going to the big house. He's going to a debtor's prison, basically, because he owes us too much. Now, before we say good night, we might have a quick look at the ship. Oh, no, maybe we won't. Oh, right. Okay. $915, which is only down slightly. So that's not too bad.
It's having a hard day. That's all. It's just having a hard day.
That's not good.
Oh,
no, it's okay. I mean, it's very late, but there are a lot of reasons why Tesla's undervalued, and a lot of those reasons are wrong. So it's all good.
It's also got a lot to do with Damo. Hope he's okay over in Thailand.
Yes,
and he's not doing any burnouts down the main street and have to barter his way out of it. That's a big hopeful.
Big shout out to you, Damo. We hope you get back very soon, the next week or so. And it sounds, from what I've heard from others, it's the G2Gs are working. So yeah, hope you come back, Damo.
Yeah.
And Damon,
G2Gs approved yesterday.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
I hope
That's
you come
fantastic.
back, Damo, from Thailand with the same amount of luggage you took over. No extra bits. You know what I mean? So, I hope you're okay.
Oh man, welcome back. It's actually 4 minutes to 1, believe it or not. And it's 3 minutes to 1. And as you can see, there's only me, Russell, and Chris that are left. Everyone else, well, we wore them down. We stared them out, and they've gone. I'm very sorry, but they just couldn't hack it. But the three amigos are still here, and we're going strong. And we're going to keep on rocking on after we hit pause or stop on this recording. I'd like to thank everyone for being here. Well, the three of us and everyone else that was here before. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube. And by the way, we've changed our address. It's just youtube.com/Talklife. So thanks to those 100 subscribers, which is about a third of what Chris now has, thanks to us, just quietly. So go, Chris. Awesome result for your channel. Yeah, it's time to go to bed. We're tired.
Well, just on the number of subscribers, Harold, I think if we look at the number of subscribers now and we compare that to like Tesla share price back when everyone first bought in, I think we're probably going to 10 bag it pretty soon. That's probably going to be our goal. So,
well, we need 1,000
so popular.
Well, if we get 1,000 subscribers, then whenever we get demonetized, it'll really hurt because, we'll get no revenue out of some revenue as opposed to none out of none, which is an achievement. Alrighty, time to go. Have a great week. Look forward to seeing everyone at the King Road. No, what is it? The King Road Brewing Company in Albury on Sunday, and look forward to seeing everyone back on Ask Us Anything Wednesday. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and we'll see you next time on Ask Us Anything. Good night, everyone.